Welcome to the game, everybody. So,
Hello.
would anybody like to give us a rundown on where we left off, where we should pick up, so on?
I don't have great notes from last time. But
We're having a
we
fucking
did-
fiesta.
Yeah, we woke up after a sleep and ate breakfast and spoke with Private Glint, who brought us to meet Marshal Velius, who told us about air raids. Then Pheonix mentioned we should make our own oil bombs, which need rare ingredients. And then, we planned for a party and looked into getting information on how to make the oil with other details.
Yeah, then we saw the alchemist, and the alchemist told us what we need for the oil, and we gotta go get a fucking throw a beat down on a red dragon. We want to recon the enemies on the other side of the mountains that have been bombing them, and we decided to throw a fiesta, so we were setting that up as well.
Yeah, and then Richter
Nice.
and Wabu went into the library, and Richter lost his mind because he read a book which was very bad, apparently. Or things he read really messed with his mind. The book is some sort of magical book, apparently. But yeah, Richter's cursed with uncontrollable laughter, I believe. Well, there's details there, but he's laughing.
Yeah, the more serious the situation, the harder you laugh.
Yep. So it being
Long
quite a
story
serious
short, Blair
situation.
said he didn't have a whole lot of content, so we gave him a bunch of fucking content.
Well, with that, we'll pick up.
For the record, that was why I suggested the party in the first place. You mentioned that you didn't have much going on for the session. I was like, well, fuck it then. Let's throw a fiesta.
Fair enough. Well, it just so happens, like when I was scrambling to get everything done, I made a party map, I made a scout map, I populated them. I rushed through it, so it ain't fucking A+ work, but I got some maps for you. But we will pick up with Wabu and Richter.
I mean, as far as map quality, we started playing on fucking graph paper and black Sharpie at Mitch's place, so...
So, Wabu. Richter has once again passed out from laughing, and he just seems to keep waking up and immediately passing back out again as his face turns blue from laughter.
Okay. And then when he passes out, I'll inspect him again, trying to see if Wabu is getting any knowledge on what the hell is going on at this point.
Give me a medicine.
Yep. Sorry. It's moving slow for me right now. I think I have to... There, medicine should be rolled.
You believe your friend hath lost his mind.
Okay. But I don't know what from.
You're not sure why, but you do know you have something that can get rid of, madnesses and heal the injured mind, damaged mind.
Oh yeah, because I would know it's damaged or sick. So I guess I would just try greater restoration. Then from the pearl that I have, or the bead, I should say.
As he begins to wake up, you place your palm on his forehead, and like his eyes are wide with laughter, tears are strolling out. But as you start to cast a spell, you can look into his eyes, and you see there's actually a little bit of fear there. But as you start your chant and suddenly he kind of like slams back against the ground. At first it kind of looks like he's unconscious, but his eyes start to flutter open. Richter, you begin to awake with Wabu removing his palm from your forehead.
Yeah, Richter will try to catch his breath and look at Wabu and say, Wabu, thank you so much. I don't know what came over me there. I couldn't stop.
Yeah, you were being pretty silly. You sure your brain's okay?
I'm just going to reply no and then put my hand on my head. And is the book around the area that caused this?
It lies at your feet.
I'm going to pick it up and present it to Wabu and say, something happened when I read this book. It caused me to lose my mind, essentially. I saw this in a vision, similar to what kind of happened to us all recently. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll have to talk to the group about it. And I look around to see if there's anyone else watching, because I'm very embarrassed. And Richter puts the book in his bag of holding and cleans himself off, fixes his hair, does the usual. And then, kind of sticks closer to Wabu. Thanks, Wabu, again. Says, why don't you keep this between us, Wabu? The extent of it. We can let them know that the book has some properties, but let's just keep that last part between us, if you don't mind.
Wabu just like shrugged, still doesn't fully understand the situation. Was like, sure, whatever you say.
Perfect. And we're gonna, I guess, wrap up or continue looking for things. I don't think we fully found what we were looking for.
Yeah, I didn't get any information on dragons yet. I think I was just about to get there, and you went weirdo.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is true.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna suggest we get back to work then. Hey, Wabu?
Wabu's like, hey, I was getting into a good book. And he just like starts going for the book.
Me too. Yes, of course.
Sure. With that, however, we are going to switch over to Spoonbreaker next. What are you doing as you wander through town, sir? Looking at anything in particular? Looking for something?
I guess Spoonbreaker would be looking for a local bar.
Sure. I cannot believe the amount of times you guys stop at bars, and I did not put a bar on this map. How dare I?
Babe.
Did you even notice at all?
Damn, it's like that. What kind of bar are you looking for? Do you want to take a look, in the officers area, the civilian area? What is it you're looking for? What kind of bar quality?
Sure, I'll look for a fancy bar.
Hey, so moment. X. You know what, Spoonbreaker? I'm gonna let you name this tavern. How about that? Something something a little higher class, in a military town.
A soggy briefcase.
Soggy briefcase. Okay.
Damn,
That
dude.
doesn't seem like a higher end.
Sounds like a nice
bar.
place.
Soggy,
How about
soggy briefcase.
Oh,
What a
It's a
high
business
end
bar.
place.
how about the ornate soggy briefcase?
I
little more
said what
high-end,
I
man.
said. I feel no shame and all indifference.
It's like seaside business bar. The soggy briefcase.
Damn it.
In a landlocked city.
Be that extra large line.
I just don't think you guys can truly appreciate my genius, is all. That's fine. If it was my bar, it would be so fancy.
And extra soggy.
Yeah, of course.
Or maybe it's like the bait and switch, right? You called it like the Rusty Hand, and you go there and it's the Ritz.
Exactly, sir.
You are a genius now.
It's only if you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, you should have known.
We're gonna put it right there.
Right where? Who?
As you walk around town, you notice the museum and the library where both Wabu, Richter, and Sulameen had gone to 2 different locations. But a small sign catches your eye, hanging from a pole just out front. It shows almost a leather case of some sort. Something that you've never seen before. Briefcases don't exist in this world yet. But it seems to be almost the depiction has it has the case tilted to the side and streaming down from the one corner and into a mug is a liquid. It even seems to be animated. You can watch the mug fill and then reset. Fill and reset. Front door is actually it's a very nice front door. It seems to have very picturesque mountainous carvings upon it. From inside, it seems rather quiet. Or sorry, from the outside, it seems rather quiet. I assume you go in?
Yeah. Spoonbreaker will go in. Seems like a fine establishment.
Yeah, you walk in. And the building, as you enter over on, say, this side here, it looks like there is one small bar, only about 10 feet long, at the back wall. However, if you look to your right and left, you see that the area continues on. It kind of goes around the corner. And the front area where you are does seem to be rather quiet. However, coming from the back, you can hear loud shouts. Some of the patrons that are in the front sit there and they kind of look at you, and then they go back to the drinks. But every time there's a shout, they kind of look that way and roll their eyes, mumbling to each other. Ah, we don't get many of your kind in here. What you be having?
I'd like a cup, or I'd like a pint of your strongest, darkest ale.
Ah, like 'em dark, do ya? Very well.
Among other things, yeah.
The The man behind the counter with his dark skin says, I'm sorry?
Or I said among other things.
Oh. I see. Well, I mean, have some friends if that's what you're into. Not really my cup of tea, though. You know, he kind of has his back to you as he's like kind of fumbling for something to say. But he pours it and he's like, tell you what, this one's on the house, all right?
Sure. Thanks, appreciate it. And I'll take a deep sip.
What you would expect. Very, man, it's been so long since I've had Guinness, I don't even remember. Very, very bitter. You look in, you can actually see the beer as the foamy head on this ale is quite high. But you get your sip, and it's what you wanted. Tasty, you, I guess.
I'll put 1 platinum down as a tip.
Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Are you just traveling here, or you come to join the fight on the front lines?
Yeah, I'm one of the Stormforged, and we're visiting town to continue on our quest. In fact, have you heard or seen anything, worth mentioning or of notice?
Other than the air raids?
Other than the air raids, yes.
I mean, not really. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the people here think that this is where they're going to die. The people we get in here are not normally rowdy, and almost like it was a cue. From further back in the area, you hear, "Woo, yeah! Good job! Give me that money!"
Oh, I see.
Normally, the officers would be down here already, escorting their men out, but they seem to be a little busy as of recently.
Well, a lot does go into guarding a city, so...
Yeah, it does. But even if the captains weren't down here, normally they would have straightened themselves up by now. I have a feeling that they're trying to let off the extra steam that was buried down deep for years before the army comes and finally crushes us. He kind of has a sad look on his face, and as he looks down, he kind of like seems to be gripping a small locket around his neck.
What you got there?
Oh, this I mean, it's he kind of he opens it up and he kind of shows you, and see on one small image playing over and over again, like in this one here, my wife, and you can see her go through, like, it's almost like a digital photo frame, right? So it's like, but it's kind of morphing the face into her next the next picture kind of thing, but it's an illusion. And he points to the other one and says, "This one's my little girl. Was my little girl."
And I'm assuming they're no longer with us now.
Almost 3 months to the day. First air raid that hit us.
Was it one of the airstrikes? I take a very deep sip from my glass in silence.
What about you? Family?
No, not any longer. No, I could say the Stormforge had become a family, but some of them may feel otherwise.
Well, my wife always said that her closest friends were the ones she fought alongside. That often they felt closer than her siblings. You be making sure to cherish what you got. Let her know.
I agree. Here. I'll take another deep sip for that one.
He reaches over and grabs grabs 2 glasses. Small glasses. He pulls out a bottle of whiskey. Pours you each a shot. Pushes it towards you. Raises it to you and says, "The family. Let her know."
The family, blood or no.
Takes the shot.
Same.
Well, my name's Bertrand. If you need anything, I'll be around. I'm just gonna go out for my break. I'll be back in a few.
Okay, sure.
He's going in the back to cry.
Man, why you gotta out him like that?
Just had to make
Hey,
it.
man.
It was clear as day.
Maybe he's not. You don't know.
Nah, he crying. Crying like a little bitch.
That's what he gets for being a little bitch, dude.
Wow.
It was 3 months ago, dude. Get over it.
That's what I'm saying. Real talk, dude.
No, I'm
Wow.
joking.
You're all horrible people. All of you. If you're not already horrible, you're horrible by association.
Hey.
I joke. If my wife and kid died, it would take years to get over it.
Not a couple days?
No.
Fair.
But as he takes off, what are you gonna do, Spoonbreaker? You just gonna sit there and finish your drink, or you wanna do something?
Yeah, I think I'll just chill, have a couple more drinks, ponder.
All right. In that case, we will flash to somebody else while you sit and ponder, good sir. Let's see. Pheonix,
Yo.
what are you doing? I believe last you were heading around to all of the vendors and such, yeah?
Yeah, I'm coordinating and organizing.
Okay. So somebody has already approached you about some plans on the layout, and he shows you a small map. Don't mind the fact that it's already populated, but this is what he shows you. He points out the stage area. Possibly use the road as a raceway or a jousting competition. Over here, they could have the petting zoo. And then all of these stands are for food and things like that. Food, drink, alcohol. But he asked if there's something else that you wanted to put in there.
No, I don't believe so. This looks perfect. The jousting idea is a nice touch. We should definitely set that up.
Yeah, well, I heard that there might be a combat trial for fun, of course.
Yes, yes. A celebration isn't a celebration without a combat. What's your name again?
Belladorn.
Belladorn. I'll tell you what. Pheonix will reach into his bag of holding and he'll pull out 10 gold and hand it to him. And he'll say, "Why don't you take the lead on organizing? Keep me in the loop, but you've drawn this up quite nicely. I like your work so far."
I mean, okay, if you want me to. I'd be honored.
Fantastic. And Pheonix will kind of pat him on the back.
Pheonix just got himself a fucking workhorse.
General contractor.
So he goes about setting out, and he says, "Oh, by the way, I mean, for the stage, the carpenter will probably want to get paid for his work.
Naturally.
Should I give him a price on what you were looking to pay, or?"
Why don't you talk to him and get a quote and let me know what he's thinking, and then we can go from there.
Yes, of course, Sir Pheonix. He says as he chews a mouthful of something and just appeared.
Mouthful of something.
No eating on the job!
Good old throwback to Okran days.
You remember Andy? Big guy building manager?
You mean the guy that fired me? Yeah, I remember his ass.
Yeah, that'll do it. I had the one time when we were running cookies, my job was running the bins back and forth between the mixer and the cookie machine. And I was pulling a bin out from under the cookie machine. I grabbed a wad of chocolate chip cookie dough and shoved it in my mouth. And I pulled the bin out and turned around, and Andy's standing there. And I've got literally like chipmunk cheeks. And he looks at me and he goes, "Is that cookie dough in your mouth?" And I just stood there and did the slow nod. And he goes, "Next time, take it to the lunchroom." And he just shakes his head and walks away. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, if only we could have done that, right? Just grab a chunk of cookie dough and just walk off the job.
I'd eat bagels right off the oven line when they came out warm. Fuck that.
Yeah, they
Off
started
the cooling
outlawing
spiral.
Yeah, buddy.
You got caught, you got fucking written up for it after a while.
Fuck it. I eat
When we made the ham and
Pet
cheese
meat,
tea
eat that shit
biscuits, one of
fast.
my favorite things
Yeah,
to
I
do
would have
was
been
grab
fired.
grab a handful of ham, handful of cheese. I'd go get a fucking bagel off the cooling spiral, and that was my lunch.
All right, fair enough. But anyways, back to game. Did you want to give him an offer for the carpentry?
An offer? What do you mean?
Like how much you want to pay the carpenter?
No, I'll wait for the quote.
All right. I'll go get things started. He will also though ask for a list of vendors, just so he knows where to tell people to set up and shit.
Yes, of course. Pheonix will copy his notes and give him a list of the vendors and the different bards and all that for the stage. And Pheonix will, send him on his way and tell him that he's going to go talk to the, I don't know, somebody in the military to figure out who wants to compete. So we haven't organized that yet.
All right.
Actually, don't we have Velius competing for Marshall?
Velius versus Ash. That's the main event.
Ah, I got you. Others, I got you, like ancillary events.
Yeah, we need some undercards.
I mean, if it's gonna be 6 hours or so, right, of the festival,
Yeah, that's a really good point.
yeah. I mean, you don't want to just be like, have Ash and Valius just beating the shit out of each other over and over again for 6 hours.
You never know.
Before, as he's walking
Take
away,
it.
Phoenix will call back to Belladorn.
Yes?
While you're talking to the carpenter, see if what he'll charge to build a fence down the middle of the pathway, a temporary fence, one that can be removed for the jousting.
And this is in 2 days' time? 3 days. I think it was 2,
I think
right?
it was 3.
3? I mean, I can try, but building the fence itself is not going to be too hard, but how sturdy do you need it?
It's just so that the knights know what side the horses should ride on. If it falls down, we put it back up.
I see. Of course, I put in fence to the art finder, and it gives me, like, what looks to be weapons and shit.
Yeah,
here's
I'm
one.
just thinking something like sections so that we can, put it down the middle of the road for the jousting, and then we could also use the same fencing to make a sword circle.
Alright, so I put one there, so now I know what to use. I can just copy and paste it along the path there.
Dope.
Okay.
I guess the sword ring will probably be square.
Thinking it's probably not going to be a ring. They'll probably just use the road. The main event, right? And I mean, the road is, like, what, 5, 10, 15, 30 feet across.
Yeah, I mean the fencing would be more to keep the
Horses and block
viewers
pedestrians from, like, walking in front of a jousting horse, right?
Oh no, I'm not worried about no, I mean down the middle of the road. Because when the horses come at each other, right, they got to stay on their own side of the fence. That's how jousting works.
Very well. There we go.
We can use soldiers to keep the people back.
All right, I got you. Yes, I'll see what he says about that. And with that, he hightails it off. So you want to go over to probably the military area would be the best one. Find recruits and recruits and shit that want to show off their skills. Probably be your best bet for warm-up fights.
Yeah.
Alright, so you head off over into that direction. As you start to hear what sounds to be drills going off. They're not going off, sorry. A sergeant seems to be running drills. And you hear, "Ha!" multiple voices. "Ha! Ha!" As the drill sergeant says, 1, 2, 3, defend, block. This continues on. You follow the sound and you get down to this square here. See a couple soldiers just kind of leaning against the thing. Probably higher ranks than new recruits. They're kind of watching and they're kind of like chuckling at at a couple of the new recruits who seem to be fumbling their drills.
I'll slide up to the two that are watching and laughing. I'll be like, "Ha, rookies, am I right?"
Yeah, we were all there once upon a time. Since then, I've lived war after war.
I'm sure when you were there, there was other veterans standing in this very spot laughing at you.
Nah, I remember them. They were over there, about 20 feet. He chuckles.
Yes, of course. Ah, well, just waiting for this drill to be done so I can talk to the leader there.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Sergeant! He calls a halt, and all of the new recruits stop dead, plant their feet shoulder width apart, put their shield in front of them, and their spear, their sword, whatever it is they're holding, at attention, kind of straight up, right next to the shield. Hold! He walks over. Yes, Lieutenant? I believe, Stormforge here wishes to speak with you. At this point, you realize that the people you were talking to were lieutenants, which is actually even higher than the sergeant. I think, if I'm correct.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
Theoretically.
Oh, well. Looks like there's a few of you of high stature here. Your recruit at the back here, third from the left. He seems to have a weak grip on his spear. You may want to correct that or he'll drop it in battle. That's not why I'm here, though. Have you heard of the festival planned for 3 days from now?
Not yet. We've been here running drills most of the day. Didn't know we really had the time for a festival.
Well, it's only 6 hours. It's all funded by the Stormforged. We're trying to boost morale around here. You know, when people's spirits are up, they fight harder, they defend better.
And, Master... Marshal Velius has okayed this. He seems a little confused about that.
He has.
Aye. Okay. I assume you need something, which is why you're here.
Ah, yes. With permission, of course, we'd like to set up a couple tournaments. A sword ring and jousting.
Huh. So armed combat.
Yeah.
I see.
Ideally non-fatal.
He looks at the recruits running drills and says, "We might have some practice swords, such. Usually, we don't tend to use them very often. They might be a little, excuse me, burping, dusty and such, but, we could probably, dust them off, bring them out. What did you have in mind? A round robin? What kind of tournament is it?"
I suppose that would depend on the interest. Ideally, it would be all soldiers, I would think. I doubt anybody wants to see the peasants fight.
Player to player, smokers are very popular. You get to pick a guy in the unit and call him out, and they'll step in and practice, as it were.
Oh, that's actually good.
Gets a lot of bad blood out.
Well, I was thinking like, get the guys to sign up and then pair them off, just do a straight up tournament, depending on how many people are interested.
I see. Very well. Give me a moment. He walks into, you guys are about here. He turns and he walks into this building right behind you guys. And, he comes back out with a long, thin piece of wood, much like a clipboard. And he puts a piece of parchment on it. And there is brings out an ink pot and a quill as well. About face! They all turn a full 180 and stand back in the position they were in. Although one of them kind of stumbles in and you can see the rest of the recruits are trying not to chuckle. Gentlemen, we apparently have a festival in a few days, and Pheonix of the Stormforged has asked for sign-ups who wish to compete in a tournament. If you're interested, sign this piece of parchment. He looks at you, Pheonix, says, is it open to all or just recruits?
Oh, all soldiers. Why not?
And
We-
civilians?
If there's any brave enough to go up against the soldiers, who am I to say no?
Very well. Is there a prize?
Of course. Let's say 20 gold to the winner of the sword, and 50 to the winner of the joust.
Oh. Well, I'll be honest.
It's 40, sir. Sorry,
40,
no,
40
a
what?
Knight's Tale reference. It's 20 gold to the sword and 40 to the joust in A Knight's Tale.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I thought I was referencing that.
Oh, I'm surprised I missed that. I love that movie.
Fucking
So
nerds.
great movie.
And that's basically what I was gauging my fucking. Because I think I was gonna say five hits to win the sword round, and I think that's the same point system, or it was either 5 or 10 hits. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you're right with 5. First to 5 flags.
Yeah, and then joust is first to 3 rounds. It's a best of 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I don't think most of these ones here are up to the jousting yet. That one will have to be for some of the higher ranks. Most of these have never ridden a horse in combat of any kind, real or fake. So we'll leave the hand-to-hand to the lower ranks. Maybe the officers will deal with the jousting.
Wow, Ash. Good call. Yeah, perhaps we could set up a archery tournament as well.
See. He goes back and he gets a couple more pieces of parchment and what we would know as clipboard. And he says he at the top of the ones that the other recruits are signing, it's they're doing signing up for like sword and spear combat, sword and board type stuff. He writes on the other one jousting, and he writes on the other one archery. And he says, well, you may sign up for multiple if you wish. They will be taking place probably, I would think probably not at the same time, yeah?
No, of course not.
Very well.
We'll put a 20 gold purse on the archery as well.
Yeah, many of the recruits start to sign up for the archery and the sword and board. Both the lieutenants and the sergeant sign up for the archery as well as many of the recruits, and only the lieutenants sign up for the joust. He says, you leave these with me, and I'll make sure to pass this around the city guard and so on, and we'll make sure to get you some people.
Wonderful. I'll return tomorrow to see the numbers and get the lists.
Very well.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen. You're doing a fantastic job. And Pheonix will reach out to shake their hands.
They will each shake your hand, and all the recruits are ecstatic. Like, you can hear them already talking. 20 gold. You know what I can do with that? You know? You hear one dude like, drugs and hookers, man. So many drugs and hookers. And another one's like, I'll feed my family for the rest of their lives.
Hell yeah.
But with that, you start to wander off. Let's go with somebody that hasn't done anything yet, which would be Sulameen. You, sir, are in the museum. I don't think we actually got to what you were trying to do in there.
You mean before the game or during the game?
I think pretty much the last thing you did last session was you got into the museum, but I don't think you actually were able to really look at anything, were you?
No, I hadn't yet.
All right, so I believe you had said you were like there was something specific you were looking at or looking for. Sorry.
Exactly, the suit of armor that I saw in my dreams.
So the suit of armor was not here. The suit of armor was in another town to the south.
Got it.
Yeah, because you've gone down and found the vault. However, as you peruse this area, was that the only thing you were specifically looking for?
Well, it was, because I wasn't quite sure what else I was looking for, but I'm sure there's something obvious I'm missing.
Okay. As you wander, you find there seems to be a door that has it looks like it's newer than the rest. Looks an awful lot like a vault door with combinations. And a sign that says "Keep out."
Why you do this to me, man? I will look for an attendant to see if there's someone who can perhaps, or a docent to perhaps let me know what's inside, because I'm curious.
Sure. You head to the back to the front desk, and the person there who greeted you when you first came in said, "Ah, hello. Are you done already? You've only been here a few minutes."
So I noticed, and I apologize for my temerity, but I noticed a door in the back. It looks newer than all the others. And I was wondering, I had this strange premonition that something in here might help us stop these air raids, and I was wondering if you might be able to show me the inside of that.
I know you're the Stormforge, but that door hasn't been opened in more than 100 years. And I know it looks newer than the rest. It is actually older. The museum was built around it.
Fascinating. Do tell, what was inside?
I don't know, to be quite honest. We don't have a key or a combination.
So if I was able to open it for you, might that be of service to you?
Possibly.
I didn't want to take liberties and go places I wasn't wanted.
Well, it's good to know you're not a thief.
Sulameen's trying to look innocent at this point. Kind of sweating like a whore in church. Well, if there are no objections, then I'd love to try.
Yes, by all means. If you do happen to get it open, would you please let me know?
Absolutely, of course. I'll head back over to the door. First thing, look for traps.
Before you get there, something catches your eye. Painting. It depicts what looks to be an entire army running towards a mountain. One of the biggest red dragons ever heard of seems to be perched atop, breathing fire into the sky.
Is there a title for this picture or painting?
The Great Red Worm.
Insightful. I'll go back over and ask the docent. I see you have this masterful painting of looks like an ancient worm or a red dragon. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, a few hundred years ago, this area, the mountains had become volcanic. Nobody was sure exactly why, what could have caused that. Because, as far as we understand it, they were regular mountains before that. But eventually, a great red dragon flew down from the mountainside and started to torch this entire area of land. Part of the reason Rockguard Garrison was built.
Ah.
They say that it was killed, but every so often, at random points, often more than 80 years apart, you can almost feel the ground shake and hear a faint roar.
If I want to be going, go ahead. Sorry.
It says, "A moment, please come with me." And he
Oh.
seems to be in his element now. Somebody asked him about the art. So he takes you over and he shows you, and he's like, this mountain here is the one to the north of us here. Now, if we go to this next one, and to the right, there's another painting. It shows the city on fire. It says this was done during... Sorry, not the city on fire, the land on fire. With the magma rolling down from the mountaintop. The dragon sitting atop and just scorching the land. This was this one here is very masterfully done. This one is called The Great Burning. Little weak on the name, I know. Little on the nose, if you will. But this depicts the reason for this battle in this first one. Now, this third one, this has left many a people curious about what actually happened. Many say that the dragon was eventually slain, although most of the force was decimated. Other people say they were unable to kill it, but were able to capture it, laying it down and chaining it so it is unable to escape.
Sounds like a precarious situation, leaving something like that to the strength of a chain.
Well, I was not there. Although I might be old, I promise you I'm not 500 years old.
No, of course not. I meant to imply no such thing.
But this is why... This is what leads people to question whether it was chained and held like a prison, or if it was killed. You see, the canvas seems to be almost two different depictions. on the right side, it shows the dragon eye is open. It's almost like you're looking directly at the dragon in front of you. And the right side of the painting shows an eye open, a grimace upon his face, and flames still about to rise from its open maw. But you also see on that side of the painting massive, thick chains, looking to have pinned this creature down. However, the left side of the painting, different. Left side, the eye is closed. Flaming blood pours from its nostril and pools around it. There's no chains on that side. To this day, we're not really sure exactly which part of this is true. But, it is beautiful art, is it not?
It's absolutely gorgeous. It's masterful. Its detail, its technique. The only thing that worries me, though, is that this may be an ongoing threat. And given the air raids you already have, it would be a shame for something like this to come to fruition or take a turn for the worst right at the worst possible moment. This does seem like the kind of thing the Stormforge might be able to help with, though, if you could perhaps point me in the general cardinal direction of the mountain.
Well, we only know it's in the mountain range to the north. We are not actually sure which mountain. Many people believe it is even just a myth. They believe that Dragonfire, if it had hit this land, would have scorched everything beyond regrowth. But if it is true, then in the mountains to the north, which is the area that the air raids are coming.
Okay. Are there any landmarks that might have been mentioned in Fable or lore?
Nay, unfortunately, only a few people made it back. At least that is the truth of it, the truth as known of it. Again, we're not sure whether it is truth or myth, but they say only about 4 people, say about 6 people made it back. That is the story.
Was this painting made around the time of the campaign?
About 100 years later. This painter's name is I'm gonna type it for you. Vikent van Leeuw.
Interesting. What can you tell me about Vikent?
He stopped in. He made to not have a long life. He was a famous painter once he died, but he didn't. He unfortunately only made several masterpieces, and then people believed he died. He just kind of vanished.
Do you know what race he was?
He was. I believe he was half elven. Maybe full elven. Again, unfortunately, histories are not the. Thinking this is a museum, we should know, but unfortunately, we only have one book on him, I believe, in the library.
Perfect. Do you happen to have the title of the book, or should we check with the librarian by chance, per chance?
I believe it's called significant masterworks. But I might have the title wrong. You might have to ask the librarian.
No worries. I know a very intelligent couple of folks in our party that I'm sure could swing that easily.
I would also like you, as you stare at these paintings, Sulameen, I would like a perception check.
Straight roll?
Uh-huh. You're pretty sure that underneath of the signature in the bottom right corner, covered by the frame partially, see more letters, but they're more faded, almost like they're hidden.
Interesting. Are they, am I able to discern their meaning by the portion of the letters visible, or is it something that would require the removal of the frame?
Number 2.
Got it, okay. I will thank the docent for his time. I appreciate you, sir, and sharing your wisdom with me and your insights. I'm going to go try that vault now, and I'll certainly let you know right away if I manage to find my way in.
Ah, yes, I appreciate that. I'll be at the front if you need anything or have any more questions about some of the art or pieces here.
Perfect, thank you.
And he heads off towards the front. You get to the you get to the vault door, and you see the combination lock.
I would search for both magical and mundane traps.
Okay. Give me an Arcana and an Investigation. You don't
Well,
see
we
any
don't miss
physical
nothing.
traps or magical traps.
Interesting, okay. Well, then I will try to crack the safe.
Okay, so, as you notice that this is a... give me 1 second. I need to look something up super quick. Know how many numbers combination.
Oof.
Why?
That's not a good sound.
As you look, this combination lock, it almost has just simple little dials on it. However, there does seem to be... Shit, I just had the number. 14. There are 14 dials, numbered 0, 9.
Wait, there are 14 dials, 0 through 9?
You get 14 dials. Each dial has numbers 0 through
Oh,
9,
I
so you
got
got to
you.
stop at the right number, right?
I got you, okay. I hope this one doesn't rely on the intelligence of the player. Okay. Well, I will try the first one. And do you want me to try and hypothesize how to crack it open, or do we want to roll for it? What,
Well, I'm going to say... You can give me, as you turn each one, All right, I'm gonna do this so I separate those two, and give me 14 perceptions at disadvantage as you turn numbers. You're pretty sure that you heard a click at all the right spots. You think you've got the right combination. Like to crank the door handle?
I haven't died lately. Let's crank the door handle.
As you go to turn the handle, all of a sudden you are shocked. You sit there with your current running through your body, your teeth chatter, your eyes start to roll back in your head. Before it finally lets go, you collapse to the ground for a moment, still vibrating, your heart racing a mile a minute, in great pain as you take 90 lightning damage.
Okay, so we won't be doing that again for a while.
All right, we
Interesting.
commend you for your bravery.
Or for being a crispy tater tot.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I can't do that again. I can survive. Dying's not good.
From
Oh,
around the
what?
corner comes the attendant as he rushes around the corner. I heard, oh my goodness, are you okay? What happened?
I'm decidedly not okay. I was electrocuted attempting to open this for your docent, and it seems that I need to be better prepared before I try this again.
He tries to help you to your feet. Your legs are very weak. May have also. Well, give me a d20. Sir, you have defecated.
Oh man.
I've been electrocuted, bro. It happens.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. All
Kind
right,
of
at this
hot.
point, I will excuse myself and head back to the inn in which we were staying, or the home in which we were staying, and try and clean myself.
Very well.
Why bother?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Such a degenerate.
I'm
Alright.
trying to catch a sniff, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Bro.
Ash. You had not left the house. You were pretty much sleeping all day. So Ash, you can bring yourself in down here where Sulameen is currently.
Okay, alright.
It's it's kind of like, you know, at this point it's around noon, I think.
Right.
No, sorry, I believe it's the middle of the afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock. You finally are getting, you know, stretch and realize that the place where you all came to stay is empty. And as you come downstairs, you I'm sure get yourself something to eat. You hear the front door open, and Sulameen walks in through the front door as you're sitting at the small dining room area there and bowing down.
I'll greet him.
Hello. Can't talk. Gotta go. And I'll slide out of there awkwardly.
Yeah. It's a little confusing, but yeah, Sulameen just kind of you see him kind of like waddling up the stairs a little bit, kind of you know, holding his pants in a weird fashion.
Okay, I'll kind of just like squint suspiciously at him, but then like just shake my head and be like, whatever, I don't want to know.
If I see that, I'll whisper or whistle innocently.
But Ash, you are unaware where anybody else is. You know you are in Rockguard Garrison. You are aware, nobody discussed with Ash what was going on as of yet, huh?
I was gonna say, am I aware that I am up to battle somebody?
No, not yet. You're not. Basically you got into town. You guys got into town at like sometime between 1 and midnight, I think. At 10 a.m., everybody else had gone about their day. By the middle of the afternoon, that's kind of where we are now. You had stayed in bed because I didn't want to role play your character for you because I don't know what she would have done in town, but so she stayed in bed. But now that you are,
We did say though that the fight would be like upon Ash's approval. We
Yes.
assumed she would approve, but we did say she had
Yes,
to approve.
I
We didn't
did say
we didn't
that.
force you into anything.
Yes, I was very clear about that. Thank you for speaking up about that.
yeah.
Pheonix.
But nobody has informed you of anything since you've got to this town. You were basically given a place to stay, and then you've been in bed since. But now as you awake, and the house is empty other than Sulameen, quickly heading upstairs. What would you like to do?
I would like to go find some people. Some of my people, but obviously not Sulameen. I'm not going to chase him into his room, so I don't even have a general direction, do I?
I mean, you were awake when you walked into town, so you would have noticed a few things when you came into town.
I'll wander around and see if I can find a tavern.
Yeah, sure. What kind of tavern are you looking for?
Sorry, I'm looking for a mid-class tavern. Nothing too shady. Something that I would expect to find Pheonix in.
Something you would expect to find Pheonix. Alright. Well, let's see. That's the nobles area, so that's gonna be higher. Yeah. Training grounds. Mid. Looking for that mid bar, huh?
Yeah, something not too classy, but not too shady either. You know,
You're a
something mid.
mid-bar.
Fuck you, Spoonbreaker. Alright, yeah, you head out and you kind of you walk through the market here. You do find kind of a mid-class bar here.
Okay, and if I walk inside, do I see Pheonix?
You do not, but would you like to name this bar?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a speakeasy.
Like that's just the name of the tavern?
Yeah.
Sure.
So he doesn't like it when somebody calls it a soggy briefcase, and he doesn't like it when somebody calls it a fucking speakeasy. You know, I don't understand this guy.
What do you want me to call it? The margarita?
Yeah, I don't know, right? Like, what do you want me to make? A fucking full-fledged business plan?
Tavern
Can
number
you
one.
not do that? Like, what,
Here,
like,
you're
come
right.
on.
I'll write up a business model with employee pay and a whole finance team and everything.
Hell yes,
all right?
that's what I'm asking for. There you go.
Does your business model include a map?
Yeah, you're gonna make the map too.
Negative. That is not a legal obligation, sir.
Roger
Therefore,
that.
as a business, it would be irresponsible to take that burden.
There you go. Leave it to the architect.
Thank you, sir. You understand business. There's somebody to pay to do that job, dude.
You walk in and Ash, it's not too rowdy. It's not low class. It's mid class. You know, most people here You see some of the soldiers having their off time. None of them are like getting crazy though in this place. They're just enjoying a few rounds. They're not new recruits. They're not privates, but they're also not nobles or high-ranking officers. It seems to be rather calm, and people notice you come in, being one of the only Goliaths in the area. One of the only Goliaths left that anybody has seen.
I will duck to get into the door and head towards the bar.
Ah, what can I begin for you, lassie?
Can I get a bottle of Pheonix? What do you usually drink? Whiskey? He's around.
You might be dealing with baby stuff.
Okay, so I'll buy a bottle of whatever Pheonix usually drinks. An entire bottle.
He's back.
Sure. Pheonix, what do you drink? The whiskey?
Booze.
Just anything?
Usually whiskey.
Okay. I would like a bottle of fine whiskey, please.
You may. Says, yeah, the whole bottle. Very well.
Please.
I got one here worth about 2 gold.
Excellent. I will hand him 1 full platinum.
Oh,
And
you want change for this?
no, thank you. And I will take the bottle in my hand, kind of salute him with the bottle, and I'm going to walk out of the tavern.
Sure. As you walk back outside, you do see the area that is the basically the command center of the town. Here, you also notice one large standing building to the south here. Seems to have a hammer as its sigil near the top. It's massive. On either side of this warhammer to be the kind of shaped into a dwarven visage. You can give me a religion.
No. 19, allegedly?
Do you
No,
have
15.
advantage?
No, 15, because I do not
15
have
is
it.
still enough. It looks to be a temple of Moradin. He's a god of creation, craft, and war.
Cool. I am going to... I am going to walk up to this little statue here. It's actually in the middle of nowhere. And I'm going to hold out the bottle of whiskey and give it a little shake. Does anything happen?
Sorry, I was muted. Okay, you the liquor in the bottle shakes and swishes.
Sloshes? Yeah. Does Pheonix come running?
No, Pheonix is nowhere near you. It's like trying to shake the bottle of fucking treats for a real cat. Jesus.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, but it's a bottle of whiskey. It's like, like those treat the what do you call those? The party mix for cats?
Mm-hmm.
Where yeah, that's what I'm trying, but I'm trying it with some alcohol. Okay, I'm going to wander around with this bottle and I'm going to periodically just give it a little shake.
Ooh,
Walk this way.
you got to here. Come back here for
Okay.
a second.
Sure.
As you get here, it takes you a second, but through this line of houses, you notice something right here. It looks to be another temple. This one you don't even have to roll for. Above the door, there is a symbol of a coin. Golden color. Sorry, golden coin. And upon it is a woman's profile. You recognize this symbol. This looks to be a temple of Avandra. Hello? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep, I can hear you.
Ash, did you hear what I said?
Sorry, my headset disconnected.
Of course it did.
Is it a temple of what?
Avandra.
Ooh. I'm going to have a look at the outside of the temple a little bit more. And I will put the bottle of whiskey into my bag of holding for now, and I will enter the temple.
Okay, so you start to head towards the temple. As you pass this building here, this one also looks like a tavern. Has a sign that says the Soggy Briefcase. So you can either, you've got a choice. You can either step in there and take a look. You can go to the temple, or you can go in search of Pheonix. Up to you.
I will step into the temple first.
Okay. So you continue north and you head into the temple.
And get electrocuted. 90 lightning damage.
And then shit myself.
As you enter here, you can see that the place is solidly built. Though the inside looks very different from the outside. Which you can't help but think, it's very symbolic of the of a deity of change. Inside of here, however, you're a little shocked at what you see. There are people doing many things that you didn't think would really be okay inside of a temple. But in one corner there is, your deity is, after all, the deity of change, luck, and freedom. There seems to be a free love corner in one section. In the other corner, there does seem to be what looks to be a bit of a gambling hall. And in another section, which does seem to be a little more empty, does seem to be a small altar. There's a few people there kneeling before the altar. Many of them look like they are or were travelers. Most of them are not human. Many of them are elves, and you in fact see a halfling and a dwarf as well.
I will go up to the altar and kneel. kneeling at the altar, I will bow my head and fish a gold coin out of my bag, and I'm going to just place it on the top of the altar.
Okay.
And then I will just say to myself that that I have been traveling long and hard, and I hope that I am pleasing the god to the best of my abilities. And then I will get up and I will walk outside.
Give me religion as you go to stand.
Oh, Jesus. I'm so bad at religion.
Your knees buckle with faith.
Or fear, too. Can I even get up?
You feel strange as suddenly as you go to stand up, you lose your balance, your vision blurs, and you hit the ground. You don't even feel yourself hit the ground, but your body does. You, however, are shunted out of your body. You fly far to the southeast, and you look down upon a city in ruins. Once a thriving city of the Kryn dynasty has now become shambles. Creatures who wander around under an ever dark sky. Suddenly you go flying straight towards the ground, and you kind of like freeze for a moment, thinking that you're about to slam through the earth. Or into the earth. Instead, you seem to go through it, the rock, the mud, the dirt, and you land upon a small room. You feel your feet touch the ground. However, even with your dark vision, you see nothing. It is black in here. What would you like to do?
Can I light a torch?
Congratulations, that one took Spoonbreaker about a minute and a half to figure out. Yes, you may.
Okay, I will light a torch.
Around you, you see suits of armor and weapons, dusty and covered in cobwebs. This place is very, very old, and yet, excuse me, and yet, it seems righteous. Get a feeling of strength in this room. And as you look over some of the pieces, you may give me another religion.
Okay. 16.
You recognize many of the symbols as deities of other religions. However, one catches your eye in particular. Let's see, which one is it? Whoops. Upon an armor stand, where normally you would see armor, there seems to be something glinting in the torchlight, sending sparkles around the room. As you walk over to it, take a look. A very large green emerald set in a white gold setting upon a rather thick chain.
date. Can I touch it?
As you go to reach out, get a closer look at it. Mere inches, being able to touch it, you're yanked back up through the dirt, the mud, the rock, high up into the sky, and you are shunted to the west, where you overlook Rockguard Garrison. You see the mountains on the north and the south as you are floating a couple miles above it. You are then shunted straight down once again. And you stand in a building looking at a strange vault. At a vault door. Sulameen is being picked up off the ground in front of it. Sulameen, as you're standing up, before you left, you felt a presence. But you can't describe it, you can't understand it. But Ash, he seems to have been knocked down in front of this, and as he stands, he's kind of still reverberating from what player known is shock. You are then shunted back across the town, too fast to know exactly where you were in this building. But you slam back into your body. And as you do so, you're very, very tired. You have one level of exhaustion.
Okie dokie.
And as you open your eyes, you see many people around you. You're laying on the ground, and there's even a couple naked people who have left their corner of free love to come see if you're okay. Got about a dozen people standing around you. Shh, call a healer. We must find a healer. No, she's waking up. She's waking up. Hello, are you okay?
I will very droggily say that I'm fine. I'm fine. I've been blessed with a vision. I'm fine.
Vision? Wait, aren't you one of the Stormforged?
Indeed.
The Stormforged has had a vision, and everybody's kind of like in awe and like, whispering. A few are starting to shout. A vision has been given. Please share your vision with us. What has Evander showed you?
Where I must be going next to help with this war.
Did she show us winning? Did you see the final fight? There has to be a final fight, right?
I have not seen that yet. But I will do everything I can to make sure that we win.
Everyone is kind of like bathed in elation.
Nice.
Everybody is happy and hooting and hollering as as you get up and start to head out.
Right. I will continue my wandering in the streets, and I will once again take out the bottle of whiskey out of my bag of holding, and I'll hold it out and give it a little shake.
Pheonix is still far too far away to hear this, as this is all of this kind of happening at the same time. So at this moment, he's pretty much still signing people and like getting people to sign up for the competition and whatnot. But
yeah,
you having not found him at that bar, you are aware that the next best place to find Pheonix would probably be in, the military area. They have military often has some of the better bars, the more fun bars. So you can head in that direction. But in the meantime, we are going to flash back to Richter and Wabu, since y'all been waiting so patiently. So, I believe you guys were just about to get back into your reading, yes?
Yep, that is correct.
So, what information were you looking for, gentlemen?
I don't know where Richter went, but I was looking for things on dragons, and specifically, hopefully, an elder worm, because we'd only need one and done for that.
Okay. And Richter? Did Richter just get back?
Yeah, it looks like he just popped back in.
No, that's why your mic was fucked up.
I was in another dimension there.
So, we're back to you and Wabu. You guys are doing your reading search. What are you looking for? I know what he's looking for. What are you looking for?
Continuing to look for information on red dragons, where we would find them near here. And we already have a lot of information on undead and everything, so really just information that would help us locally against these things for the dragon. Try to find a good location.
Sure. So, want information's on red dragons, huh? I'm gonna say Wabu.
Yep.
You, sir, find a book. This is going to take you quite a while to read through and gather all this information. I'm going to send you a message in Discord, a link that will give you a ton of information on red dragons.
Okay.
So that is, it's not really going to tell you exactly where you're going to find one around here, like not historically, but it would tell you, a good place to start looking. It will give you a ton of information on them. You basically find one book titled Dragons of the Red. And it took you a little while to get through. Excuse me. Took you a while to get through several books, but you finally find one book that does seem to have the information you are.
Toss a luck roll. If you get 18 or higher, there's a lewd etching in the middle of the pages.
Yeah, them dragon furries. Richter, you search.
No, not of a dragon, just like stashed in between the pages in the book.
Yeah, just some random hidden porn, huh?
Yeah, just a random lewd etching.
Christ. Anyways, Richter, you you sir, get through a few books. Unfortunately, not finding a whole lot. However,
Was there any drawings?
fuck. Fucking why not? Sure. It shows a little halfling in robes taking it in the ass.
From a dragon?
From a goddamn dragon. Why
A
not?
red dragon?
Jesus.
This got really weird in here.
Yeah.
It could have been any doodles, but okay.
Yeah, this one looks extremely much like Richter. Like, very much so.
He finds that odd.
Stashes it in his pocket for later.
Good
What else
God.
does he find?
Fucking Bofa. How about that? You find Bofa. One
Okay.
second. Sorry, I was chain smoking while I play D&D. Is getting to me.
There's definitely pictures of dragon. These nuts across your face.
Mm.
Why does my soul hurt? Why do you guys make my soul hurt? My soul hurts. Anyways, Richter, what you do find is you have some sort of background feature for this, right? I see it.
Yeah, I'll post it. It's innate researcher. 1 second. Or expert researcher. Pretty much means I can research anything for over an hour, and I can roll no lower than a 10. I'll post it when it loads.
Yeah, so as you thumb through the first few books, you unfortunately don't find anything. However, you get to 2 other books that are here. One of them is Rockguard History. The other one is Vincent Van Leeuw. What did I say that book was called? Sulameen?
Let me scroll through my notes. Give me 1 sec.
Masterworks of Vincent Van Leeuw. Was that it?
Sounds good.
Which, at first, you're a little confused why you'd even want to take a look at these. However, as you start thumbing through the art book, first off, you notice paintings, like sketched images of painting, and the history or myth, which is unknown, explaining what these paintings are about. You kind of put that to the side to, take a look at something else. You think that might be useful. But you take a look at this second book, and it details the difference of great worms versus other dragons. Now, I don't know if I have anything on great worm. Second, I mean, I know I've got a D&D book that mentions, but this one tells about great worms of all kind. Now it explains that the great worms' breath weapons are much more powerful, much larger. They themselves are much larger. And as you continue to read, it becomes apparent to you that you know a great worm.
I do indeed.
In fact, everybody in
I
the
worked for
group,
one, I think.
other than Sulameen and Wabu, I believe. Oh wait, no, I believe you guys meet John. Not since playing, but I thought I had. You guys have a dragon mark, yeah?
Yeah, I think I remember that from the startup.
like Sulameen and Wabu, I believe, have dragon marks. Yes.
No,
No.
not that I know of.
No, they
No.
don't. But that's why we can all speak telepathically, and they can't.
Right, because they haven't met Jean yet. Yeah. So everybody but Sulameen and Wabu have met a great worm. Met the golden great worm, Jean. And dealing with Jean, being, as far as you know, the most powerful being on the face of the earth. Or, sorry, on the face of the planet. You realize you probably have a rather gnarly job ahead of you if you decide to hunt this red.
Yeah, Richter's eyes widen as he reads everything and puts some of the dots together, and especially about the history and some of the legends, and yeah, has a lot to think about. And we'll definitely share that information with the party once he meets back up at another time, but I'll bring that up later.
I have sent to you as well a link. It's not nearly as in-depth, but that gives you the overall view of the great worms. There are several, there are one for each kind. However, as gold worms are one of the largest, the great worm is, of course, the largest of them. Which means the red dragons are also quite large. Their great worm is going to be larger, but not as large as Jean.
Richter just audibly says, gnarly, thinking about what the possibilities could, or what this could possibly mean. Also shares this with Wabu, if he's nearby, unless Wabu's too busy, and then he'll just leave him be.
I mean, if you mention the word great worm to him, he's instantly he's there. So
Yeah, I share. So I'm kind of, after I read all this, I give him the cold notes,
Okay.
Showing him the pictures as well, leading with the pictures.
Of course. So,
Wabu's gonna get super excited, make like excited noises as he's like looking through and listening and nodding his head.
very well. I assume that this is probably going to take you guys a couple hours to get through it and get all this knowledge and whatnot. So, in the meantime, we are going to flash over to, who was next? I think it was Spoonbreaker. Spoonbreaker, the man has, who had left for his break, he comes back. Still here. And, you can smell the, smoke on him. His eyes do seem to be a little more red now.
Yep, still here. Just getting ready to head out, actually. Got some business to start taking care of.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope to see the rest of the Stormforge in here sometime before you leave town. Bring them by.
Oh, I most certainly will. Definitely.
Well, you have yourself a great day then.
Yeah, you as well. Sorry about the losses. I understand how they...
I just numb it all. A little bit of the smoke and, things kind of fade.
Well, there are better ways.
I've never been much for killing, so that was more my wife's thing. So, as you get up, where would you like to go, sir? Push to talk?
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you.
I said, where would you like to go?
I feel like I should be helping with the party, maybe like looking to add, something to the party.
All right. Well, you are aware that a couple people went to the library and one person went to the museum. You don't know Ash is out of bed yet, and Pheonix is running around setting up the party and getting plans ready and whatnot.
Do we have music?
I believe Pheonix had already talked to the bards last session. if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
All right, then. Maybe I can do desserts. Find a dessert maker.
You gonna cook?
No. I'm gonna find somebody that can cook dessert.
I think he took care of that when he talked about to the food vendors and whatnot too.
Okay.
I
that's
think
part
most
of
of the
it, I
most
get
of the party planning is ready. The only thing that is people don't know about the party planning is you haven't talked to Richter yet about the magnificent mansion. So people got a fucking strip club and whorehouse to go to while the wife and kids are busy watching the other shit at the festival.
Right.
Yep.
I guess
Phoenix
I'll,
still doesn't know about that part.
I guess I'll go look for Richter.
All right. Well, you were aware that he was heading to the library. So I'm gonna say you were probably in the bar like probably 3 hours.
Did you not hear me?
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
No, I didn't that
Oh.
time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that probably took you about 3 hours at the bar, just because we've already gone through what they've been doing for the next couple hours. So you're kind of gonna pull into the place as they're finishing up. You walk in, and you can hear Richter and Wabu discussing dragons and great worms and this book of great art that depicts either a historical or a mythical battle with a great worm red dragon.
I'm probably gonna ask Richter about the painting.
I'll greet Spoonbreaker and kind of welcome him into the party because we're huge nerds and we're like stoked that he's there. We're like, oh, want to see more, do ya? And he starts pointing to the dragon and brings him really all in on the information about great worms and connects the dots back to John. And if we are to look for a gland to make this stuff, it's pretty much killing, almost like a god creature. So we're gonna have to have a chat to see what we want to do here. Big fight could be ahead of us, Spoonbreaker.
Spoonbreaker's gonna nod, just nod, and kind of roll his eyes. As there always is a big fight ahead of us.
Yeah, we just keep going through it. We give you all the information you need. Yeah, and that I would just be sharing everything.
All right, and so I guess So Richter, I have kind of a tall ask.
I raise my eyebrow, looking at him, and be like, "Oh God, Spoonbreaker, what is it?"
So I kind of have a special party planned for, people willing to pay for it. So there would be some money involved, I guess. But having maybe you cast Magnificent Mansion. Maybe we don't talk too much more about the details. You see people go in.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Well, you know what they say. What happens in the Magnificent Mansion stays in the Magnificent Mansion. And I just wink at him and say, luckily, everything in there is as we command. So, If you do have some details for what we would like to cast, we can give that when we cast it and go inside. And after that, I'll just leave you to it. I'll let the spell expire, and I don't really need the details.
Perfect. You know, I love working with you. That's amazing. Grateful.
Hell yeah.
The spell expires and a bunch of fucking naked people just get ejected into the fucking festival.
See, that's the real show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it and walk away when needed, and not even think about it.
Wives are whacking their husbands with their purses. You pervert!
The good
But yeah.
times.
Richter would essentially agrees that he can prep that spell and make sure that that's ready, and just show me the location, and it'd pretty much be the spell. Here's what it is.
Perfect. I knew you'd be agreeable.
You know, this war has been long, and the people need something to get their minds off all this. You know, morale's half the fight. If we lose the battle at the home front before they've even invaded, we've lost this war.
I couldn't agree more.
So, one thing about this spell, you and any creature you designate when you cast a spell can enter the extra-dimensional dwelling as long as the portal remains open. So, here's how I'm going to work this. Because technically you'd have to designate, you know, whoever you want to get in and out. But in this particular case, because this is definitely going to be an in and out, and you don't know everybody in town, I'm going to allow you, if you wish, to just keep the door open, and you can designate anybody currently in Rockguard Garrison.
Yeah, could I do like everyone over the age of, you know, whatever, can get in and something like that?
In this case, yes, because I'm allowing Wabu to use his summon animal spell, whatever. But the same as with him is like, you know, we're gonna allow it for the rule of cool to be used how you're aiming for it, as long as you don't try and do that, you know, like in an everyday kind of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
flavor
yeah.
text wise only.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, essentially the door will stay open.
Little child walks by. What's she doing?
And we'll make sure that we designate bodyguards. That's what we'll
Smart. It's kind of why I said that.
Yeah. We'll make sure that there's sufficient security involved in all of the personnel. And the rest is, you know, like I said, I don't need the details. You can read the spell.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to say it's going to take a little while for you guys to sort through that. So we are going to flash over to who was next after Spoonbreaker. Was it Pheonix or was it Sulameen?
Pheonix was actually before Spoonbreaker, but you forgot about him, so that's okay.
I mean, it's because I like Dragonsborn cats. It's not your fault. But you're about done over here, and excuse me. Everything is now being taken care of. That you've kind of sent out some people. The recruits are kind of starting to spread their word as they're about to get off duty and whatnot. So they're kind of gonna, you know, go around town and spread word for people to sign up one. You've also designated somebody for laying out the plans. You've already got the barge, you got the food, the drink, the music. So you kind of feel like your job with the party might be done until the day of. What would you like to do now, sir?
Pheonix is going to reach into his bag of holding and pull out one of his bottles of Mr. Chug's whiskey. He keeps hearing this swishing sound off in the distance. He can't quite place it, but it's making him thirsty. So yeah, we're gonna crack that, and I'll head find somewhere to hang out. Where's the closest tavern to where I'm at?
Well, we're making our own taverns right now, so
Yeah, Pheonix. This one is military based. It's mostly going to be new recruits and the lower ranking guards and soldiers, as well as the how do I put this? The military humpers.
Yeah,
Allotmenters.
shield bunnies.
There you go, shield bunnies. Yes. What do you want to call this bar?
I thought that was the name. Shield bunnies. Is that not,
No,
not the name of the bar?
no, that's the ladies that like soldiers.
Ah, yes, sorry.
That's like for hockey, they call them puck bunnies.
Right.
Truck bunnies as well, for the ones who like trucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ash, don't mean to get all sexist, but
Hey, who says I can't, join in on the fun sometimes?
hey, send it. I'm with it. Proceeds to make small dick jokes and everybody gets angry.
No, I already have my own shield bunny, so I'm good right now.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
So, what is the name of this tavern, sir?
The armored soggy briefcase. No, just kidding.
Sword and board.
I want it to be the armored something.
The armored monkey.
The armored bottle.
All right. Just so happens, you're right there. As you
little blue one there.
Yeah, as you walk towards the shouts of you see some of the recruits heading off in that direction, and you overhear them saying, "I'm gonna go get a drink." And as you head in that direction, you notice out front there's a sign. It has a bottle that seems to be holding a shield and has some scale mail around it. Called the Armored Bottle.
Pheonix will admire the sign for a moment. Wow, what a great name for a tavern. Must have been thought up by somebody quite clever. And then he'll head inside.
All right. And once inside, it's not long. Only about 10 seconds behind you. Ash also enters. You kind of like get inside, you take a look around, and it's a little rowdy, but it's not like crazy, you know. People are playing some pool, or no, they probably didn't exist back then. People are playing dominoes and gambling on poker. You can obviously see one table is there's one person much drunker than the rest, and he seems to be winning over. You can only tell that he's won several times as you hear one of them go, "This is bullshit. You're drunk. You can't even see your cards. How do you keep winning?" Beginner's luck. But the door opens again behind you as you're taking in the sight and the smell of stale beer and the sweat of the men who have been wearing armor all day.
I'm gonna slosh my bottle as I enter.
From behind you, you hear slush, slush, slush in a bottle.
Phoenix's ears perk up. And he wheels around and sees Ash swishing the bottle, and he's like,
With a
That-
huge grin on her
"That
face.
sound! That's what I've been hearing. I knew it was making me thirsty for a reason. Come, Ash, let's get a drink. I don't think we should open that in here."
Absolutely. I'll stick this bottle back into my bag, and we can go to the bar.
You guys head in, and the barmaid. Hi, what can I be getting yous? Little bit of the whiskey, little bit of the rum, or we even have some vodka.
Yeah, why not all three? And some ale, too.
Ash would like to order a drink that is fruity with one of those cute little umbrellas.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, what is an umbrella?
You know those cute little things that they put on the top of the cute little drinks?
He looks at you very confused. I mean, the only thing that we really put on drinks is, alcohol.
I'll take some of that.
Very well. As you're waiting at the bar for your drinks, he starts pouring rum and whiskey and vodka and ale, and he gives you some wine in a cup. Ash, you hear from across the room, "Oi, ain't you Ash?"
I will swing around and see who the caller is.
Never seen him before. He's a soldier. "Oi, I hear you're taking on the marshal."
I will grin and salute him with my glass of wine.
Phoenix will look up at her and be like, has anyone told you about that yet?
About what?
Well, I mean, we did tell him that we had to talk to you about it first, so you're not committed. But some of the guys thought it would be good for the festival if you fought the marshal as a headliner for a competition.
I'm going to turn and look at Pheonix with squinty, suspicious eyes. I don't have to lose this one, do I?
No. This one's totally above board. The marshal was quite clear about that. You didn't want any funny business.
"Oi, I heard it's to the death."
That part's not accurate. And he's kind of looking nervously at Ash. He's like, "Oh, no, that part's not accurate. It's not to the death."
I'll just shrug and take the glass of wine and take it down like a shot, like the whole glass all at once.
By the way, it is, unless Ash says no, it is, he did challenge her, it was to the death, but there are resurrections available.
You have a wabu.
Exactly.
Basically, is what he said.
Yeah.
Not that word.
Yeah. I shrugged. It doesn't matter to me. So, it's all good.
Phoenix will
gonna be
raise an
fun.
eyebrow at her slugging back the wine, and he'll kind of like wiggle his fingers as he's looking between his 4 glasses, and he'll grab the rum and do the same thing.
Yeah. Around the bar, there's not a whole lot going on. Poker, or well, rather cards. Dragon Ante, I think it's called. There's also some dice, dominoes, such things like that. And there's even one table, somebody is they're playing that. What the fuck's that game called? The knife, you gotta stab the table in between your fingers.
Fun.
What?
It's called fun.
5 fingers something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, there's a table where people seem to be gambling on that. Is there anything you guys want to do? Or are you just gonna sit and enjoy your drinks?
Pheonix will fill Ash in on the status of the event planning.
All right.
I forgot to write Ping Pong's name down. I gotta go back in the chat and find it.
Elendor? Is that it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Eladorn.
Does she need a costume?
What?
How does Ash need a costume for this?
Just whatever you would wear in combat.
Dude, a
Yeah.
costume? Are you serious?
Well,
You're about to
hey.
die, bro. What the fuck?
No, Ash used to be a gladiator, right? So they're used to, potentially having to wear a costume to perform.
I mean, I don't remember ever hearing about gladiators wearing costumes. That's a new one for me.
But like their battle attire, you gotta dress how you feel. You gotta dress for success.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
gladiators armor and stuff was made to be performative, so it looked better, not for function. Historically.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this is this one, Pheonix, from what he described. Or sorry, Pheonix, what you know from what Velius described would be a basically like a real battle. So whatever
straight up slugfest.
weapons.
Slugfest with weapons.
Yeah, this shit is it's gonna be a little wild.
Pheonix
Probably
kisses
played
his
Birdie.
fists and he's like, "These are my weapons."
Yeah, you guys have your drinks, you fill her in. We're gonna flash over to Sulameen though. We're gonna skip the part where he cleans out his drawers. Shit.
Thank you.
You've finished getting washed up. You managed to find a different set of clothes that fit, as your clothes are not exactly, I mean, you can get them kind of washed, but you gotta kind of air dry them, right?
Yep. There's
Shit
wash,
and
there's
pants are
wash.
fully loaded.
Right.
So you managed to get them all cleaned up, and you're about ready to do whatever else you'd like to do. What would you like to do, sir?
I will go back to the museum and I will look for the docent again if it's still open.
Yeah. All right. So as you get back to the museum, it is still open. The person back there says, "Oh, back already? We rarely see people twice a year. Never mind twice in a day."
So yeah, the safe is. I wouldn't recommend trying to get in there if you don't know what you're doing. It was quite painful the first time. But I came to not talk to you about the safe, but rather about the painting. Below the artist's signature, I noticed some text, and I was wondering if you might have someone who refurbishes paintings that might be willing to remove the frame temporarily in such a way as to not damage the painting, so that we might see what the text is. I think it may give us insight as to where to find this great work.
I don't have anybody like that, unfortunately. barely call me a curator, really. I more or less am, just a person who says, no, don't touch that. To all the children who come in here to ruckus instead of learn. We used to have one in Rexcentrum that would come out when, things need repair and whatnot, but I don't know if he'd be willing to travel at this point.
Well, let me not say if. Would you consider selling the painting?
Sell it?
Sell it.
Kind of hums and haws. Well, what exactly did you have in mind?
All I was hoping to do is take the frame off, read the text, take the text down, put the frame back on, and hang it in my home.
See, do you Stormforge have a home?
Of sorts. A base, if you will.
Problem is, this place doesn't belong to me. I just work here, but I mean, I could talk to the owner if you'd like. Again, though, he is in Rexcentrum. It would take some time.
If you would, please.
Yes, I'll see about sending a message.
Thank you.
So, Sulameen, for your knowledge, where you are, about 7 days travel on horseback each way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
These people never heard of sending stones?
I mean, it's still a magic item, man. Even a cheap magic item is more than people usually make in half their life.
So this is one of those I didn't
Fucking
choose the
pores.
Thug Life. The Thug Life chose me.
It might be. I did give you a hint before the game.
That's true. So as I walk by the painting, if the docent isn't nearby, I will gently touch the painting.
Touch the painting. Be a D20.
God damn it, I don't want to shit myself again.
Yeah.
God damn it, same exact number.
Wow. As you touch this painting, bars suddenly crisscross across the entire section of the painting, coming from the wall, the floor, ceiling. They slam into place, and you get your hand out just in time. Oh, sorry, you still can't touch them though. I should have warned you about that. Apologies. You hear as he comes around the corner, hearing the slamming of metal together.
It is I who owe you the apology. I was overtaken by its beauty.
Yes, it is quite a beautiful piece, isn't it?
Quite the security system you have here.
Well, yes. I'm pretty sure before I got the job, I believe the last person quit because it might have been a little traumatized by the child screaming bloody murder when he lost his hand.
He has to, it's okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I will leave the museum and see if Wabu and Richter are still at the library.
As you were all discussing in the library about the mansion and, how to lay it out and whatnot, since you get to basically build your own house with this, Sulameen walks in.
Good afternoon. How have your studies progressed?
We found a fair bit. Wabu and I have been busy.
Yes, yes, dragons, big dragons. And he's like pointing at. We're not near the books anymore, are we?
I mean, I figured since you guys hadn't left the library, you're still sitting at the table. Books,
Okay, yeah. Then
whatnot.
Wabu starts like pointing over to the stack of books that he found, where they found most of the information from.
Yeah, it seems this town has a very interesting history with dragons and great worms and all the such. How's your hunt been?
Not good. I had an incident, but feeling much better now. Well, somewhat better. Yeah, but I did learn there was apparently a dragon sometime back north of the town, or a great worm, excuse me. But I don't know much more about it. Don't know the mountain. Don't know exactly which direction, whether it's north, northeast, due north.
You're aware it's in the northern area of the, like, north of town in one of the mountains in that range. I'll show you the map here. I guess I got to bring you guys over, right? Right now, you guys are here. You're not sure exactly which mountain it is, but it is definitely somewhere in this range to the north of town.
Got it. So we could theoretically just follow the range and eventually see it, but we may not recognize it.
Exactly.
Is there any more information about the mountain? We could take a closer look and try to find the location in some of the history books, and then keep that in mind as we're flying.
Well, I found a painting of it, and there was some text in the lower right corner that I couldn't quite read. I had hoped to learn more about it and proposition the docent to allow me to disassemble the painting to look at it, but he wasn't amenable to that, and the owner is some 14 days away round trip. So when I asked to purchase it, he wasn't able to do that either. Given our experience in Grimgalia, I'm loath to try and borrow it.
I feel that. Well, at least we know generally what to look for. Maybe we can go take a look, or see if there's any more information here that lines up with that in the history book to help.
That might work, and I was also wondering if I might engage your assistance. I don't know if you're able, but I'm wondering if you have the ability to manipulate objects with your magic from a distance. I had tried to open a vault there, and I was rather abruptly shocked, rather painfully, when I attempted to open it. So I'm wondering if, through some means, we might be able to use magic to try and turn the handle once the dials have been aligned properly, or so I think.
Yeah, locked doors could be a real pain. Depending on the door, I could just try some magic. But if it is protected, I can help exactly with what you said. Richter does have Mage Hand, which can interact with things. Let me just take a look, because it is a little bit limited. And if not, I can use animate objects to help move things.
Got it. Player to player, that sounds great. I was trying to go for that. Didn't want to say, hey, how about that mage hand? Because, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it does work for that. You can interact with things.
Perfect. Perhaps another day. I'm feeling a little run down today.
Yeah, your hair is a little on end. Is it windy outside?
No, there's a lot of voltage in the vaults.
You also notice he's wearing different clothes.
Yes. It was painful. And embarrassing, I'll just say that.
Then Richter kind of puts all the pieces together. And says, "Yep,
Sulameen.
I'll be able to help you."
Sulameen nods as though to say, yes, you've deduced my shame.
I share as much information as I can that we learned with Sulameen.
Right.
I also tell everyone that the only great worm that we've met, I wouldn't want to fight, but he's also a little bit special. Might be someone that we want to talk to about this, but depends on our time.
Given the strength of this worm, is it perhaps the case that by destroying this great red worm, we might throw things into imbalance?
That is a good question. The politics of great worms is something I don't necessarily keep up to date on. But I will do everything in my power to get that answer.
How difficult would it be to communicate with the worm that you've already met?
Not difficult at all.
It's just a stupid worm, dude.
Right?
Richter turns his head and looks at Spoonbreaker with that and goes, imagine the worm that we fought in Grimgolier. Big brother that breathed fire.
Yeah, that might not be so much fun.
Being a dragonborn, I would definitely say you are aware of what a worm is and what a great worm is. It's basically a way of describing dragon. Like, you would basically be a tiny worm. It's WYRM, not WORM.
Yeah, I know. Just being funny.
I'm just making sure your character knew that. That's all, or that
Yeah.
you knew your character knew that.
I knew my character knew that, but I like to be funny. Giggle, giggle.
All I can think of is Big Worm and Friday.
Big worm!
Yeah, you remember the movie? The drug dealer, Big Worm?
Oh my god, so good, dude. Yeah, I'm black, man. Of course I remember that movie. It's a part of
Well,
my
there you go.
history.
Oh,
If we ever look at a timeline of black history, that movie's 100% there.
It's gold.
indeed.
Even next Friday.
Even next Friday, I'll give you that, man. Yeah. It's just how it is.
Friday after that,
Yeah, then they were getting a little too cash grabby.
They should make another one called 15 Years Worth of Fridays Later.
Oh man. Honestly, I'd be down. I'd be down to see it. I don't care if it's bad.
I'd have to go just out of curiosity.
Exactly.
So as you guys suddenly your voices change and you start talking about something called a Friday, you guys suddenly snap out of it and like, what just happened?
Dream sequence.
But yes, so they fill you in on what they've learned about the Great Worm, the Red Dragon, one.
Big worm.
So I'm wondering if we want to tackle the worm before we... see, part of me thinks, okay, we're using the big worm, or the... Now you got me doing the great worm to get the materials, to make the firebombs, to destroy the place that's acting as an airstrip. But at the same time, the odds of destroying the airstrip are a lot higher than the odds of taking out a great worm. And I'd hate for us to go after the great worm, get wasted, and we can't take out the airstrip.
yeah, either way, we're going to have to go in heavily prepared with some sort of strategy, no matter what we choose. But these are good thoughts. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, shall we recon the airstrip?
Let's bring it up later. You know, it's been a long day of reading and trying to figure this all out. We'll have to bring it up with the full team. It's been a weird day. I also had an incident earlier myself, Sulameen, with a book that I'll explain with everyone later too. Strange. It's been strange days.
Indeed. Savage, about what time is it in game?
We're looking probably about 5-ish, 5:30.
Gotcha. So maybe time for dinner, and I know we unfortunately didn't come up with a plan for regrouping, but yeah. I'd suggest we go back to where we're staying, and perhaps the rest of the team might go back there as well in hopes of finding dinner.
We could telepathically find them, because they're there, right? I could communicate with
Oh.
them.
That is handy.
I always forget we can do that.
Yes.
I just realized I could have called Pheonix that way instead of shaking a bottle of whiskey.
Yes, it
I
was
think
very
that was
Ash
way
of
more
you.
entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely very Ash of you.
That's true.
I liked it.
Yeah, so we'll just we'll send a message over and see where they are, and try to get some information so maybe we can meet up. I just send Pheonix and Ash both a message and let them know that we've found some information and we're hungry. Where you at?
Still think I have some ham and cheese and bread. Where are we, Pheonix?
We are at the Armored Bottle near the barracks. We'll finish up our drinks and we'll head back to you guys. Where should we meet up?
Well, I look to the team and say, do you want to go meet them at the bar, get something to eat there, or meet up back at the pal or our new lodgings?
I'd almost opt for the lodgings. I don't know that we want to discuss what we're doing in public.
I got pocket ham.
As long as there's food, I'd be good for anything.
I mean, I still have boatloads of rations in my pockets from the food carts. But we can save those.
I think the ham, cheese, and bread will probably go bad faster than the rations, so we should. Oh, and I have a mincemeat pie as well, so we can eat that.
So we can either go to the tavern for fresh food or we can have a picnic.
Hey, boo boo! I've got a picnic a basket.
I did the same thing, but on mute.
Well, what do you say we go for the fresh food and then Ash can still have pocket ham later?
Yeah, then we can take it back to our quarters to discuss the stuff we don't want anyone else to hear, maybe.
Ooh.
Well, I guess we're coming to you then.
I will order us a round of drinks.
So where are you guys right now?
We're in the library.
Yeah, where's that on the map? Okay, you guys are here. We're way the fuck down here. There's probably a closer pub where we could just meet each other.
What about that soggy
Yeah.
briefcase?
Yeah, that's this guy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Richter and Spoonbreaker are hearing all this, but I mean they're being silent, and Wabu and Sulameen are just kind of sitting there like, the fuck is going on?
I'm just like twiddling my thumbs.
All right, well, let's meet up at the Soggy Briefcase then.
The soggy briefcase? Sounds like a
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah. That's where we're
As we're
headed.
finishing this conversation, Pheonix is putting down the last empty mug. He's just been slamming all of his drinks while we've been talking.
Let's see. Vodka, rum, whiskey, ale.
And ale. And a wine.
Were you doing whole bottles, or were you just doing like...
Oh, whatever the man gave me.
Well, he did say I did say he was pouring it, so... Alright, that's only a few drinks then, you're good.
Yeah, probably a couple fingers of each liquor and a mug of ale. And I'll toss him 5 gold on the bar top.
Thank you kindly. See you again soon, I'm sure.
I'd imagine so.
Alright. And with that, we'll head off. But Sulameen has a great point. I have to hit the head. So we are going to AFK for 5 minutes, please, and thank you.
Yep, sounds good. Be right back.
We all back, boys and girls? Boys and girls, hello, are we back?
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
All right, halfway there.
I think we're here.
4. Spoonbreaker, Richter? Oh, never left, okay. Richter.
Oh yeah.
Richter? All right, well, those of you who were at the library, get there first, I believe. Only moments ahead of the others, though. Oh, you all sit down. Find a table. Bring you over for drink orders. And they tell you the house specials. Got some ribs and meat pies. Roast and carrots and potatoes.
Ribs sound excellent.
Yes. Everything. Richter's starving after not eating a whole lot, so he is just gonna say, let's just get as much food as we can. Keep it coming.
Well, you do know if we bring it to your table and you decide you don't want it, you still have to pay for it, yeah?
Yes, that's cute. Keep it coming.
Very well. The first stuff they bring, there are 2 barmaids with about 6 plates each. And they put them on the table. And the barmaid says, oh, the Sulameen, what was the name of that guy again? I lost it.
Which guy?
Oh, sorry, Spoonbreaker. Not Sulameen.
I'm sorry?
The barman you spoke to.
Belladorn?
I thought Belladorn was the other one.
Oh, okay. Then
It was
I thought it was Bertol or something like that.
I never heard a name for him.
I did. It was like something. I thought it was Bertol or Berton, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, was that Belladorn? Did I mix up the NPC names?
No, Belladorn was the guy that was working with Pheonix to put everything together.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said another B name for this dude, and it was like Bell something.
Bob?
No. I'm wrong. Belladorn was the barman. Belladorn is barman. It's one of the last things in chat. Yep.
I looked back in the chat. It was fucking. I think you wrote it a second time, but it was definitely my guy was Belladorn.
No, because this is right when you guys were talking about the fact I didn't put any pubs. I didn't name any pubs and shit in here. And Pheonix Spoonbreaker was the first one. So when I named your guy, I was wrong. I gave you the wrong name. I think.
So my guy's name is Belladorn.
Yes.
So who was Pheonix talking to?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Belladorn's cousin, Belfador.
Oh, God.
Fucking. Alright, here we go. There you go. Those are the 2 names. Belladorn is the one that is a barman here at the Soggy Suitcase, or Yeah, the soggy briefcase.
Ooh.
Pheonix, you were talking to Belfador. As they deliver your meals, she says, one of the barmaids says, "Oh, and Belfador is ecstatic to have the Stormforged here. He says your first round is on him." And he kind of sits there, and Spoonbreaker, as you turn to look, he is holding up a shot glass in a, towards you guys, and you can see that maybe the whole of the conversation that you had with him earlier isn't quite all gone, as it looks like dude probably hasn't stopped drinking since you left. Looking a little tipsy.
We'll return his salute with our drink, if we have drinks yet.
Yes, she already brought your drink.
Okay, hold it.
You guys dig in. The meal is great. Everything tastes wonderful. Is everybody but Richter only having one meal?
Yes,
Yes.
or at least for Wabu.
Just having one meal.
What's the size of said meal?
A normal plate, Ash.
Ash will have 2.
Ash has 2. Richter, that leaves you with 6 plates, sir.
Yeah, he goes for it.
And Pheonix will eat a couple as well.
Fine. That leaves
Richter ain't scared.
wow. Against being frightened. I mean,
Exactly. I ain't frightened of this.
right? Anything y'all wish to discuss over your dinner?
I will make sure I give everyone the information I did before, so just so everyone has it.
Yeah, say I'll reiterate where everything's at with the party.
And I'll share most of my experience with the painting in the safe, omitting certain embarrassing details.
I do, when there's a bit of a lull, I bring up the fact that we had an incident as well in the library. And when we were in Grimgalier, we all had visions, and mine was a book in the library, and I saw that flippin' book, and I pull it out of my bag of holding, and I slam it on the table as I continue to eat as much food as I can, kind of in between this. And I explained to everyone that when I read it, it had an effect on me, and it gave me a bit of the giggles. Nothing serious, but we should check it out before opening it again, and I haven't really looked at it further since that incident. And I leave it on the table as I chow down.
Richter, can you roll me a deception, please?
Yeah.
Anybody who wishes to can roll an insight. Wabu, you do not need to roll an insight because you are aware.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pheonix is smarter than me. So what was the lie?
So
That
when you when he was talking about what happened with the book, there was a little bit of a inflection that shouldn't have been there in his voice when he said something happened and it wasn't a big deal or anything. It was probably a big deal.
Okay. Yeah, Pheonix will kind of sit on it. I'm not gonna call him out.
Does Sulameen know this?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
pretty sure he was lying about that part.
I'll trust him. He must know something I don't that makes it more rational.
I just brush it off.
Do it.
I just keep going in my stories.
Ah, gotcha. Cool.
So for a highlight, what he has shared with everybody is if you look in the D&D and helpful links in Discord, I have shared the links that I sent both Wabu and Richter. Anybody who wishes can take a look at those. Gives you some information on great worms and specifically as well red dragons. What Sulameen tells you about the painting is and the vault is that he put in what he believes is probably the wrong combination, and he got zapped. He's still looking. His got some burn spots still on his flesh and such. But he thinks that the paintings might hold a hint of whether of something. Not 100% sure what, but it could be the location of I believe he said he thought it might be the location of the
Mountain.
yes. But he is also not allowed to touch them, and the person who can grant him that ability is about 2 weeks
far
away. 2 weeks away before he possibly get word.
And I'm amenable to alternate solutions, but I don't want to cause the party trouble, so I would gladly stick by whatever the party decided.
And
that
go
place
ahead.
that's like, sorry, the place that's 2 weeks away, is that away from the direction we've been, or is that perhaps has Wabu been a place nearby it?
You ever been to Brexentrum?
Whereabouts is that on the map? Like in relation to Grimgalier and where I was born. Like, is it in between? Okay, so no. I was wondering if it was like because I was like there, I think. So I probably wouldn't have been there. So no, I can't help.
And I'd have gone through there, but I think it would need to be Wabu that went through there to be useful.
Yeah, I just need to have touched a tree
So
in that area.
Wabu, what I'm gonna say is right now, for your transport via plants, any area you have been, so make a list of important areas you've been where you would have touched a tree, or I mean, being a druid, I'm sure you would have sat under a tree, leaning against a tree, all that kind of shit counts. So make an area of everywhere you've been, and you know, give me a tree or two and the location of it in that area. Just keep a list of it, like in maybe your bio section or something in your sheet. And then every time you go to a new place, be like, you know, I wanna find a tree that's big enough that we could walk through if there was a portal there.
Totally.
That's what I tend to do with my druid, just so I'm like, you know, every time we go anywhere near a new town or like a week outside town, I'm like, I fucking touched that tree. And then I just keep a list of it. So anytime like I want to use that on my druid, I can be like, oh, well, we got to go back there. Cool. I'm going to cut like, you know, this much time off our travel with that.
Yeah, totally. I just, for background wise, I was like, oh, maybe it's on a place I've already been. I can confirm I've been to, but it's not. So
fair enough. Yeah. Just, you know, if you kind of know your rough path from where you started, like not even in the campaign, but from, you know, where you lived until where you are now, I will allow you to kind of just be like, okay, you know, I'm going to pick a tree here and in these locations. Cool. Just keep a list of them.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, because I did say I touched the tree in Grimgullier when
Yeah.
I went to handle Frank or Hank.
Yeah.
So okay, sounds good.
Is there any more information you all wish to share with each other that you got today?
I'll share the safe and that I'd like to work with Richter and explain the complications I ran into with it. That we're
I
allowed
pull
to
out-
go ahead.
I pull out my chime of opening, and I say, depending on what's going on, give this a try, and I throw it at him.
I'll try and catch it.
I will also let them know about the vision that I had while I visited the temple.
As Ash describes what she saw, and she describes actually seeing you laying next to the vault door, it becomes apparent that the vault is more important than you thought, Sulameen.
So, Ash, did you notice any specific details about the vault? Sulameen asks nervously.
The door looks ouchy.
Yep, that's what I remember too.
Other than that, I didn't really get a good look at it. I was kind of like being whisked along, but I have a feeling that our next quest, once we're done here, that is, we must head southeast.
I had a similar impression from my vision some time back.
There's something under the ground there that might help us.
It's been a while since we've reached out to John. I wonder if we do want to, and then maybe before we leave, try to send a message off to him to check in on what we're up to, or at least let him know our location.
Does somebody have a sending stone for John?
I was just looking in my sheet for John's boon. If there's 4 of us together, we can sending. We can cast sending to John.
Well, shit. Look at that.
It's been in front of us the whole time. Yeah, we could check in with John and let him know that we are about to kill or hunt a great worm and see what his reaction is.
Perhaps we approach it differently and ask his permission before we go hunting and killing a great worm. Ask if maybe we should just go to a lower level dragon.
Yeah. Not a bad idea, as Richter continues to just eat as much as he can.
How many plates you got done, Richter?
He would have got through the first 2, no problem. 3rd, no problem. 4th, he's slowing down. 5th and 6th, he's probably working on right now.
Uh-huh. On save. As you guys watch Richter just filling his face, you're all done eating at this point, and he's still shoveling as he's like talking, mouth full, just like shoveling it in. He's like trying to get his words across, and he might have to repeat himself a couple times. And then suddenly stops talking. Lets out a large belch. A Hey, Richter. Me another one. Begins to gag, but he holds it in. For the moment.
Yeah, Richter's gonna stop eating and just sit back and like the classic sit back slouching on his chair, like, oh god, what have I done?
The old undo the belt.
Yeah, exactly. Loosening all the armor, being like, oh god, it's so tight.
But the bill comes. Anybody, you had 2 plates. You're looking at about 4 silver.
I'll cover the bill.
Oh, cool.
Anybody who had 1 plate, it's 2 silver. Richter. Richter's bill is sitting at a gold.
No problem. No problem.
Pheonix will toss a gold on the counter.
Yeah, as Richter's kind of like trying to find his coin perch, but his gut bulge is so big he can't find his fucking belt, just buried in him. So,
It was so good.
what would y'all like to do for the rest of your evening?
Probably just have some drinks and hit the hay.
Yeah, that sounds like a deal.
Yeah, sounds like a solid plan.
Oh, wait, is there any dessert?
Sure. Middle of wartime, there's plenty of desserts to go around. We have this new thing called creamed ice.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I
would you
will-
like some?
I will try some. Do you have any pies to go with this creamed ice?
What time of year is it right now? Calendar.
Who manages the calendar?
I do. It's Brusendar,
Yeah, I'm
which
talking
is
about
June.
like, basically like June.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what.
It's the 7th of June.
That's when
Blueberries.
peaches are in season then, aren't they?
Peaches are a little bit later. Blueberries are ready for picking around June, July.
Should have known to ask a real life druid. Yeah. He's gonna say that we have there's a blueberry pie, and I mean, you guys are a little further south, I think, right? On the map. Oh, never mind. You're actually pretty northern. You're probably about the same area as like Ontario would be and stuff. So yeah, blueberries. We have blueberry pie.
I would like a blueberry pie with iced cream on top, please.
It's creamed ice, lady.
Creamed ice. My apologies. The full pie, please.
I'm sorry, the full pie.
Yes, 1 pie with iced creamed ice thing.
Would you like plates for the rest of your friends?
No, just a fork.
Oh. So Ash, that's going to be about a gold.
Okay, that's fine. I will give her a gold. How many copper is a gold again? Is it 10?
10. No, it's 100 copper for a gold.
Okay, 100 copper. Okay.
So, comes back out your blueberry pie and a large bowl. And in this bowl seems to be ice that has been crushed almost into a slushy consistency, which he has then poured cream on and stirred over and over again until it becomes definitely not quite, what we would know as ice cream. A little more watery, but it is definitely solidified up a little bit.
I will grab a spoonful of it and try it.
It's vanilla-y. I mean, for us who have high standards these days of ice cream, it's not good ice cream. It's ice and thick cream. But for somebody who has never had ice cream before, amazing.
I like it. I will eat the bowl of iced cream and my pie.
Very well. Well, I guess you guys can sit around and have your drinks and relax. Spoonbreaker, one thing. Are you keeping what you and Richter are planning with that magnificent mansion a secret, or did you want to spill the beans to the rest of them?
Oh, it's a secret for sure.
Okay. Devil himself. Spoonbreaker, you were here earlier, and you do notice that there is the crowd at the back, around the corner in the bar. Seems to still be there. You hear some of the same voices. They're loud and obnoxious. And it seems the barman has stopped giving a shit. You all hear the ruckus going on.
Well, I'm gonna go investigate.
Right. Anybody else going with?
Yeah, I'll go with.
I'll go check it out.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
the
let's
last.
go.
I'm so slow right now, dragging my ass.
Yep.
I will pick him up and carry him as we are leaving, and I'll have the rest of my pie in the other hand.
Oh man, how are you carrying him right now?
Like, under my arm
Yeah.
and around his waist.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought.
Ash getting puked on.
Richter, as
No, he's facing down. He's not gonna puke on me. He's facing down.
yeah, I mean, what else is underneath you but your fucking feet and boots? Like,
Yeah, but he can puke to the side. It's fine.
yeah, we'll see. Richter, you're really not feeling well as she's continuing her steps. Just kind of you're bouncing on her arm and it's like pressing on your belly. Give me con save. All right, you hold it for now. You guys all make it to the back. Ash carrying Richter, pie and a bowl of ice cream in the back of the group. Who's leading?
Sounds like Spoonbreaker went first.
I
right?
guess I'm leading. Jeez. You really don't want this.
I'll be right behind you.
You see at the table, about 4 different tables of these rowdy patrons. The first one, playing a game that we here would know as Bloody Knuckles. Anybody who don't know what that is?
I still got my scars.
All right, nobody said they don't know, so one table playing Bloody Knuckles. The men all around it, like their knuckles are quite bloody, but it seems like they've had enough to drink where they're not really feeling it anymore. They continue to go round after round. There's another one in the back here. They're using they're putting their hand up against a board on the wall. And somebody else is throwing darts, trying to miss their fingers. Obviously, that's not going too well. Another group seems to have cleared away a couple tables and have started a wrestling match. Many soldiers surround them, kind of, taking bets. And there's yet a 4th table of rowdy patrons. Oh, what are these patrons doing? I had it, now I lost it. They're blindfolding each other. There's 2 of them. They stand facing each other. They blindfold. And then they both have a metal gauntlet in their hand. And each of them makes a swing at the other person. However, the 2 men are also kind of ducking. More squatting than ducking. They're squatting down in hopes the other one misses, and then, after a few times, they make a swing and hopefully they connect with something. These are the 4 main games that are going on back here right now. Spoonbreaker, you were the first in the area, though.
Yeah.
So your options basically are you can join in, watch, or you can kick them out, as the owner said that the barman said this is normally a classy joint, but the option is all up to you. Join in, watch, kick them out, do what you want to do.
Is it like everybody in the area is partaking and it's okay?
It's in the like this is all happening at the back end, so I do. So if I move you out, right? Like you guys come in the front door down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the bar is, but then there's a space in the center. So everybody kind of most of the patrons that are in these areas here are not enjoying it. The rowdiness is happening from the back, I guess, northwest to the northeast corners. So that strip back there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna tell them to get the fuck out. They shouldn't be doing that.
Why would we do that? We're having fun. Look at my knuckles. As he shows you, like, his knuckles, you can almost see bone, man. There's no flesh left on them knuckles at this point. And everybody kind of hoots and hollers and laughs. Ain't nobody stopped us. We've been here a few hours now. They even bring us our drinks.
Yeah, I don't. You've had too much. It's time for you guys to go.
Oh? I think so, do you? We're gonna die anyways. What's the matter? Have a little fun. Come on, you're a Stormforge, aren't you? Have a drink with us. And they all kind of like pause their games and cheer at that.
Yeah, no, I don't care. You're ruining the night for everyone else.
Pheonix will come up and stand next to him. Like, so you know we're the Stormforge then?
Yeah, you're the one who likes to drink. Immediately, like 4 people just kind of like turn and like push their drink to you. Chug, 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 chug.
Pheonix will put his hands up and like motion for them to quiet down.
You guys are no fun.
Listen, my friend here has told you that enough is enough.
Hey, Richter, roll
You've
me
had-
another con save. Sorry, go ahead, Pheonix.
You've had your fun, you've had your drinks. You're starting to become a disruption back here.
As you finish that sentence, Ash goes to put Richter down, and as soon as his feet touch the floor, his body shifting, suddenly projectile vomits. Just chunks of food and ale go whizzing right in between yours and Spoonbreaker's head, just right over your shoulders. Arcs perfectly. And the dude who's been kind of given some attitude smacks him right in the face.
Oh, apologies. Oh, like not sitting well.
The man stands stunned for a moment.
You know, that's an honor in some cultures. Read that in the book once.
His friends all laugh at him. And, you know what? I'm going to say, Spoonbreaker, you can give me a persuasion at advantage due to Richter's vomit and Pheonix helping you try to convince them to leave. All right, boys. Time to go. We don't want to get puked on like little Miss Nasty here. And they all start kind of packing up their games. None of them really move the tables back into place or anything like that, but they start to head around the other side to leave without having to walk past you. From behind you, since you guys probably walked in the area about this area here, so over here you start to hear some applause from some of the other patrons. The barman kind of like comes stumbling over. Hey, you get rid of them?
Yes. We got them out finally.
Ah, Stormforged! As he just kind of like fucking face plants on the ground. And immediately starts to snore. But the rowdy ones leave the bar.
Pheonix will get under the barman's arm and lift him up and walk him to the back room.
As you pick him up, Shelly, I'm okay, Shelly. I can't remember what did I give you the wife's name, daughters?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so. Shelly, I'm fine. It's be all right. Yeah, I know. I'll quit drinking tomorrow. You go to kind of where are you taking them?
I'll ask one of the barmaids on my way, but I'm assuming there's probably a back room somewhere.
I hear it's supposed to be a nice night outside. Come this way, and she leads you towards a door behind the bar. It actually goes into a central area here. It's wide open. There's no roof or anything. It's just straight from ground to sky. And she says, lay him there on the bench. And she comes out and she kind of places a bucket. She's like, make sure he's on his side. He's quit drinking a couple of years ago for his wife. Might have had a little bit of a problem. Last couple months have been a little hard on the guy,
Why? What happened?
As you lay him down on the bench and ask that question, kind of reaches over and as she puts the bucket underneath him and she clicks the locket. And inside you see the two illusion images of two smiling faces, constantly shifting positions and smiling. And it's of a small child and a very beautiful woman. Though she does have a one large scar above her, let's say, right eye. That's his wife. That's his daughter, Shelly. He was just on his way home the night the first air raid hit. And he got to watch his house explode with his wife and child in it.
Oh, it's awful. No wonder he's a mess. Well,
Yes.
we have plans to hopefully put an end to those air raids.
The sooner the better, I do think. Well, I wish you all the luck. I need to go back to tending bar. I'll come back to check on him every so often.
Oh, okay. So you'll be taking over his post on the bar then?
Yes, me and my sister will.
Wonderful. Well, I'll leave you to it then. And Pheonix will head back to the party.
As you leave, she kind of calls, thank you for the help, Pheonix.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, as the area is cleared of the refuse, that back area is still a little in shambles. What they left. What would everybody like to do? As Pheonix is taking the no longer recovered alcoholic out to rest.
It's got to be getting late now, right?
Probably about 7, maybe 7:30.
Oh, it's only
I-
7:30. Okay, that's fair.
Ash will finish eating her pie and ice cream.
Just 10 feet away from this massive puddle of vomit.
Doesn't bother her.
Full send. Iron stomach.
Unlike Richter.
Hey, even iron has a fucking bending point, bro. And he bent it and then he broke it.
Like a boss.
But, well, what are the rest of you doing at the moment? While Pheonix is dealing with the drunkie.
Probably go for a nice walk through the town, enjoy the evening.
The rest of you?
Ash, once she's done her pie, will probably just head to bed.
Maybe Wabu will see if he can help sort out Richter's stomach issues.
Yeah, this isn't poison. This isn't anything like that. So, unless you're going to help him expel the rest of the extra, which honestly, with the way I described that vomit, I don't know if there's a whole lot of extra left. He's pretty much gonna be all right.
I was more like, I don't know if I can grind up some sort of herbs to ease his stomach pain for a little bit, so it's not so bad.
I mean, it was more just overeating. That's
Got
all
it.
that it did. That was right. And he
Give him a
expelled
belly
most
rub.
of that.
Yeah, pat my back.
Yeah, sure. I can pat his back for him.
All right, so Sulameen's gonna go for a walk. Spoonbreaker, how about you?
The breaker spoons is going to he's going to start creating, generating a list of interests of the party members individually so that he can provide them a personalized experience in Magnificent Mansion if they so wish to visit.
So, is this something that you're taking notes on that you've previously noticed, or are you asking them?
Oh, no, I'm taking notes on stuff, yeah.
Okay. Well, you noticed during your dinners in Grimgollier about Sulameen seemed to have a small interest in Sakura. You remember who that is?
Vaguely.
He's the house manager.
Ah, okay.
There you go. Who was dressed a little bit like a geisha, with the kimono and the wooden sandals,
Mm-hmm.
such. I mean, you obviously know what Ash prefers.
Mm-hmm.
As for anybody else, I don't know if they've actually given any hints or anything about their proclivities.
We know what Spoonbreaker's into.
Yeah, but he's the one taking
Right.
notes.
This isn't for me. This is for you guys. So
Yeah, he can stick coins in his butt on his own time.
exactly. This isn't just a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I don't think that Richter has outwardly shown. Yeah, I don't think Pheonix has either. And
I think Wabu would be easy to figure out. That's fine.
I think Wabu just would like friends.
Yeah.
I feel like Wabu wouldn't have even a clue what to do personally, but I mean that'll be up to Wabu.
Damn.
Put a lady turtle in there. See what happens?
Tell me I'm wrong here, Wabu. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm sure he knows what to do, but he's not very interested in that stuff. He's mostly just interested in his friends.
All right. These are just designs for if the boys and girls get a little, interested in whatever is happening in there.
Well, I don't think anybody else has shown anything outwardly towards the group. Like,
That's okay. I'll figure some stuff out for the squad.
yeah, I mean, take a few stabs in the dark. Worst that can
Oh,
happen
I will
is,
stab in that dark.
Okay. About to say the worst that can happen is they run screaming from the mansion and Richter dispels it. Like,
Unlikely, but yes.
all right. So I mean, it is a nice night. Well, I'm gonna get rid of these clouds though. As the fires have been pretty much put out. However, I am going to circle the buildings that have been destroyed. Give me some colors. Let's go with something I haven't used yet. We're gonna go with black, and we're gonna fill it because it's rubble now. Alright, that one is trashed. I think that one, and I believe there's one more set of building. I actually want to say it was this one here. Anywhere that is black on the map has been devastated by the fires. Sulameen, you kind of walk out into the night or the late evening as the sun is starting to set. Wind blows. At first, it's a beautiful breeze. Then the wind shifts, starts to come from the northeast-ish area. A scent blows on this wind.
Do I know what kind of scent?
Death. Rotting flesh.
The good stuff.
Though the breeze is still cool and it feels good, the scent is overwhelming. The stench is permeates. You feel like it's permeating even your.
Well, I wouldn't particularly enjoy that, so I'd probably go back and call it a night.
Okay. But I want you to remember where that wind came from.
Yep. And I can kind of guess it's probably a huge undead army if I was metagaming.
I wouldn't even call that metagaming. Oops, shit.
We
I
did
would've done
just
that.
fight them.
That's true.
Can't we go check that out then instead of going to bed?
I mean, the thing is that you guys are now in a world that is, like 80% of the population is undead. And a scent like that, it carries a long way. So,
Fair enough.
even those of you who are in a room, if the windows are open, is, Rusendar, which is, roughly around, for us, it would be roughly around June. The scent starts to waft across the whole town, and the wind picks up. And as there are mountains to the northeast, the north, and the south, you would assume that, given the fact that you are aware that unless they can fly, most of the undead army cannot get past the mountains, which was the reason for the Grimgallier attack, the high chance that the scent is coming all the way from the other side of the mountains, skirting up the one side of the mountain and back down into the valley. You guys can hear across town, "Oh God, what is that? Oh, that stinks so bad!" All kinds of people upset about the smell. You can even hear a couple people around the town kind of wretch. Couldn't think of the word for some reason. So a lot of people start to shut their windows and their doors and whatnot. Find a way to alleviate the smell.
Does Richter smell it?
Yeah. Kind of churns your stomach a little bit, bud.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Okay, man. There's only 2 Americans in here, bro. The rest of us are Canadian. Fuck.
I know. Fuck
Yay.
yeah, bud.
Bucko.
But yeah, Richter, you can smell it for sure.
How does it make me feel?
I mean, you already expelled a good portion of what was in your stomach. If you want to hurl again, that's up to you now. Player-wise, not character-wise. Character's gonna do whatever the player wants at this point.
Well, looks like I'm good.
Alright. But everybody seemed to have bailed on the tavern, and Pheonix comes walking back in. Notices you all heading out the door. And doing the good guy thing. Kind of why I was asking what everybody was doing. He goes into the back and straightens up the tables and cleans up Richter's vomit.
Yeah.
Because Pheonix is a good kitty.
Yeah. I didn't even knock any glasses off the tables.
Yeah. Because you'd rather drink them.
Yeah, Pheonix just finishes up all the leftover booze. No, I'm just kidding. I got plenty of my own.
Alright.
Wait, so now
Hello?
I'm not-
Hello? Did you disappear or something, Spoonbreaker? Spoonbreaker? Alright, well, we've covered what Sulameen's doing. Ash, you said you're just going to bed.
Yep.
Let's see. Richter, I'm assuming that you were in the house when you smelt that.
Yeah. Yeah, Richter will head back and read.
Okay. And Mr. Wabu.
I'm doing the same. I'm heading back and getting ready for bed.
Okay. And Spoonbreaker is taking notes on his ally's sexual proclivities. But you guys get your long rest in. So Richter, you may roll the calendar forward another day.
Neat.
One of my things disappeared. God damn it. Lost what building it was now. I think it was. Did you guys get your long rest in? The morning comes around. You have, I believe the festival is the day after tomorrow. If I'm correct.
That sounds about right.
So, you all begin to wake up. Got your good night's sleep. No visions this time. No bullshit. No nightmares. The wind seems to have turned once again. And this time it seems to be coming from the west. It's a beautiful breeze. You guys noticed that while you slept, town is wet, so it must have rained. But you guys go down, get your spells prepped, have some breakfast, do your normal morning routines. And I'm gonna say it's probably pretty early, probably around 6 a.m. Oh, Spoonbreaker just disappeared from the game. Good, bro?
Maybe his shit died.
Maybe. He said hello and then he hasn't said nothing since. I'm wondering if he got disconnected. Internet took a shit.
That's a possibility.
But, so we do only have 10 minutes left. It's not going to be enough time really to do anything. But, just so I know that this time I am actually prepped for our next game, is there anything specific you all already have planned that you wish to do on this day?
I'd like to take another stab at the safe with Richter's help.
Hey.
I think we want to maybe try to talk with John.
Alright. Got one. That from my... You? I need to make that map. Yep, I got a stat block too. Oh, there he is. Nice.
Yeah, sorry, dude. My PC just like perma-muted me and I couldn't turn it off for some reason. I don't know what happened.
No worries. So, we were going over what the list of stuff you guys hope to accomplish in the next day. As you guys have now had your long rest, so make sure you hit that long rest button, and we can each you all can give me a list of whatever it is you want to do in that day. I believe so far I've got. Okay, one sec.
I'm sorry, how far away do we believe the Greater Worm's place is? Not Jean, but the one that we're potentially...
Don't know. You just know
Don't
it's
know?
somewhere in the mountain range, north of town.
Okay.
But that mountain range stretches like, several hundred miles.
Gotcha. So assuming we can talk to him, if that's all pans out, then I assume we'll probably spend some time like scoping out as well, if everything pans out.
Right, so, like doing your scouting?
Well, like, yeah, assuming they talk to the guy and he says, yeah, you guys go ahead, go for the worm, we might want to go, northeast-ish, like fly around northeast to see if we can find out where we think it might be. Right? The mountain.
Okay. So far I've got Sulameen and Richter attempt at the vault, sending spell or ability to Jean. Scouting for the dragon army, or sorry, wrong game. Scouting for the dragon and undead army. Anything else y'all wish to try to accomplish?
If we have a lot of free time, maybe the only other thing that I would want to do is griffin training, but that's like extra, I would say.
Okay. Spoonbreaker, you want to throw anything into the mix?
Besides planning out the room,
In the mansion?
well, the room's in the mansion, but I am not entirely sure. I think I'll kind of ask around for help if anybody needs help.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask him right now before we actually sign off. So.
Yeah, does anybody want any help?
I'm happy to have help scouting if that's what we end up going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely go to help scout.
The more people scouring to look for the mountain, the better, right?
Yeah. Not gonna lie. After I clean up the bar, we can start with it next session. But I was gonna do a little bit of a griffin flight this evening.
I mean, yeah, you can take your griffin out if you want. I mean, no reason unless you're like aiming for like this scouting tonight before the long rest.
Not like the recon mission, just like
Just out for a flight.
Yeah, more of a like it's still kind of a recon, but around the city. You know, I'm gonna go up and just kind of circle around, like wide around the whole city.
Just remember what they said about the flight over the city. Their ballista and whatnot. They don't want to take down one of you. So I would definitely like maybe like outside the city limits, and then when you come back in, you'd want to land outside the city and walk you and Griffin back up to the gate, kind of.
Yeah, no, that's why I said like wide around the city.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Just
I mean,
make sure everything's safe, especially with that smell around. Once I walk out of the tavern and smell that, he'd definitely want to.
Yeah, for sure.
Do a scope around before calling it a night.
You really don't notice anything in the vicinity. The only thing you would really notice is that the smell is coming from the north. But unless you're flying like, for the next like 8 to 10 hours, you're not gonna really get like above and past the mountains to actually see down the other side of them.
Yeah, no, I'm just like like I said, circling around, make sure there's no danger in the next time frame.
No, currently it looks rather safe. In fact, unlike Grimgollier, who had a constant slow flow of zombies or skeletons, the quote unquote danger side of this city doesn't seem to have any activity. Like you would kind of expect it to be kind of like Grimgollier, where a few would just constantly always flow in, but actually none. Strange.
Wicked.
Ash, is there anything in particular you wish to do the next day?
I wish to scope out my competition, and I will help others to look for said mountains, because I remember seeing mountains in my vision, but I don't remember what mountains they were, if they were the mountains that we just came from or other mountains.
It was the mountain you came from, because I think... Oh, no, sorry, your vision? Oh, no, your vision took you southeast, past more mountains, I believe. Hold on. Look at the map. Pretty sure it was, there's more mountains to the southeast. Yes, there are lots more mountains to the southeast. In fact, that mountain range is a lot bigger than the one near you. So it took you way to the southeast, right to along the coast, southeastern coast.
Okay. I will be flying in that general direction to scope out the mountains.
Those mountains are like a week by flight away. When your vision, it took you literally halfway across the continent.
So they're not close where we might find this red dragon.
Oh no, the red dragon is in the northeast. Your vision for the dragon, that took you way the other way, the other direction.
Got it. Okay. Alright, well, I'll help Wabu and then check out the northern mountains for sightings of red dragons and worm dealies, and scope out my competition for the festival.
Alright, well, in that case, I know what I have to prep for next session. And
somebody worried?
What do you mean?
No.
Oh.
It's good to be prepared.
Okay, just checking. Because if you're worried, I could always, bet against you.
God damn. And now she's silent like this motherfucker.
I don't know if I want to, just punch him in the face or get a shovel. Like, I'm not quite sure yet.
Either way, I'll take it.
That backup character, Yo-Yo.
Wow.
It's a tag team now.
Sitting there with my microphone off talking. Appreciate everybody who comes in and hangs out, even if you're not chatting. Greatly appreciated. We do have this coming week is mostly video games, probably Tarkov. So you want to see me rage quit something? There you go. However, Friday night I do have a game I play in of D&D, where I'm a Paragon Wildfire Druid by the name of Fluffavir. He's kind of having a bit of an existential crisis after trying to be the good guy and do the right thing and having it completely collapse on his head. 15,000 people is a lot of people to accidentally kill. Just saying. But I hope to see you all there next week. I do have 4 viewers, so let me just see if there's anybody that I can possibly raid. Give me a moment. What do we got? Yeah, you know what? I do. It's my cousin, actually. He's a good dude. I mean, he plays on console, so I mean, his stuff isn't quite as good, but it is what it is. So, I hope you guys enjoy my stream, and maybe you'll enjoy his. Remember, everybody, Savage, go home. Peace.